It's hard to believe, but there are just 3 games left in the regular season, starting tonight at Lowell Park in Cotuit. He's Josh Richardson. I'm Cory Miller on the Gatemen pregame show. Josh, a pretty important 3 games for the Gatemen over the weekend. A chance to really cement your claim as the division leader, the division winner. The Gatemen haven't been helping their cause lately, losing 2 straight, but they've gotten some help, still in first place over Bourne.
No, they haven't. But at the end of the day, if you're Wareham, you still control your own destiny to get that number 1 seed. You've already clinched a spot in the postseason, only team in the West to do so as of right now. But if you can just win out against 3 teams all beneath you in the West Division, that's going to be a pretty good cause and a pretty good resume at the end of the day.
And the struggle for the Gatemen, especially lately, has been offensively the past week, last in the league in average and OPS, but there are some new faces that have kind of joined this Gatemen team that can maybe give them a spark heading into the playoffs.
Yeah, and all of the normal guys that, were hitting at a pretty consistent basis throughout the majority of the season are still producing to get on base at least, but getting guys over, getting guys in to score, that's been the struggle. So maybe you hope that some guys that are maybe a little bit more fresh this summer, still have their legs beneath them a little bit more, can try and do just that and get some of those guys home and get runs on the board.
One of those new guys who just joined the Gatemen is West Point product Will Parker, and he joined our Rayna Maggelet.
I'm Rayna Maggelet, and I'm joined alongside Wareham Gatemen outfielder Will Parker. So, Will, you played for the Gatemen last summer. Has your approach this year changed at all from last year?
No, I really just look forward to having fun with all the boys.
Yeah.
Just looking to find another way to compete. Yeah.
You go to West Point, so how do you balance military training with academics and athletics?
It's not as hard as you think.
Really?
No, not too bad.
Okay.
It's, I like to stay busy, so it keeps me busy, so it's not too bad.
And how is your bond and being back with your coaches, Ben, and meeting new teammates?
Yeah, me and Coach Moz have a really good relationship, so I was super ecstatic to hear from him and all the coaches. It's always fun seeing familiar faces, especially old teammates like Colby. That's my guy over there, so it's always fun to see him. Yeah.
And you're a Massachusetts native, so how does it feel to play summer collegiate ball in your home state? Does it kind of grow your Massachusetts roots a little bit more?
Oh yeah, it's a dream come true. Yeah. So we have a house in Brewster, so we used to go to the Whitecaps games all the time growing up. So. Yeah, you ask my dad. This is a dream come true for us.
Did you grow up a Brewster fan? So how was it yesterday when you had your 2025 debut? We played Brewster. What was that like yesterday?
Yeah, it was funny. I was joking with my dad afterwards. Yeah, I was a Brewster Whitecaps fan when I grew growing up. Yeah, we would always do that. We used to have raffles back then too, and yeah, it was always much fun.
That's awesome. So I'm sure it feels good to be back here, yeah?
Yeah, absolutely.
Well, good luck tonight.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Rayna, thank you. The Gatemen are looking for a big win over the Kettleers tonight to stay atop that first place spot in the West Division. It's the earliest start time of the year. You can catch all the action with Josh and I starting at 4:30 on Cape League TV or YouTube. 3 games, 1 weekend, and a chance for the Gatemen to clinch a Western Division regular season title back here on Cape League TV with Josh Richardson. I'm Cory Miller here at Lowell Park. The Gatemen taking on the Kettleers. Josh, Wareham has not been playing their best baseball over the past 2 nights, have lost back-to-back games, first against Bourne, and then last night dropping to Brewster. But a chance to put all that behind them. They're still first place in the division with the chance to clinch, as I said, that Western Division regular season title.
And you have to feel like this is probably the best chance you're going to get early on. A game that is going to matter a lot, especially coming down to, some division standings. Obviously, the Gatemen have already clinched that playoff spot, but if Wareham loses out, the Kettleers win out, then at that point, the Gatemen would fall below Cotuit in the West Division standings.
A look at those West Division standings. It's Wareham leading the way at 19-18, just 2 points above Bourne. As we talked about last night, they have to stay above the Braves points-wise because Bourne is the tiebreaker, winning the season series. Cotuit is down at 19-3, 33 points for the Kettleers, and they are just barely above Falmouth, 2 points above the Commodores. Wareham is the only team that has clinched a postseason berth in the West Division, but it seems like this squad wants more.
Yeah, which is the exact opposite of the East Division. Chatham eliminated, so all 4 teams in the East in Orleans, Harwich, YD, and Brewster have all clinched. But back on that West side, if you're the Gatemen, you want to win this game. You want to try and win this, and obviously not only for playoff implications, but also just for pride in the essence of a season series. Gatemen and the Kettleers tied 2-2 so far this year. Gatemen won the 2 middle games, Cotuit the first and the most recent. So a chance to do that. They didn't do that last year either. These are two teams, Cory, obviously the rosters are different, but, you know, there have been some returning Gatemen that were here last year. Colby Turner spent the entire season. Tony Pluta, a late returner for this Gateman squad. They know how much it hurt to lose to Cotuit in the first round of the playoffs last year, so it'll definitely feel good and be a good type of revenge game if there ever is such a thing in the regular season to try and grab this win today.
Most recent contest, you said, Wareham lost 2-1 to Cotuit. Right, last time they were at Lowell Park, a 4-2 Gateman win. Now back here at Cotuit, getting his warm-up pitches on the mound for the Kettleers, Nick Wimberly out of Florida Atlantic, making his second start of the summer.
Yeah, and how great is that for the Gatemen to go against someone that hasn't made any appearances for the Kettleers? There's somebody that's made fairly few, and somebody at Florida Atlantic that didn't pitch as well as maybe he would have liked. And it's so an opportunity for the Gatemen to really take advantage of that fact tonight.
And the lineup he faces from Wareham, Ryan Smythe, past couple days has talked about with some new players, talked about Will Parker in the pregame show, how they're doing some plug and play given that they've clinched their playoff berth, but the lineup's going to look pretty similar, sound pretty similar to Gateman fans. It's Braden Randall, Colby Turner, Chris McHugh at the top, 1 through 3. Cruson McDonald and Chris Ramirez, 4 through 6. Hayden Yost, Jack Kale, and Drew Rogers, 7 through 9. Round things out for the Gatemen and Ryan Smythe.
And pretty standard 1 through 7, but it's been Jack Kale and Drew Rogers that have kind of been seeing some time in and out of the lineup. That'll be the question. Hoping that they can start it off good. That was something that the Gatemen struggled with in these past 2 losses, was not only just getting out to hot starts, but holding on to them as well.
The Gatemen offense certainly struggled last night, scoring just once, leaving some guys on base. Braden Randall leads things off. Lefty on righty matchup. Randall's ready. First pitch from Wimberly. Taken on the outside corner. Fastball called strike 1, and we're officially underway from Lowell Park. On the other side, Cotuit, a 1-0 loss to Orleans last night. The Firebirds have now climbed the ladder. They're in first place in the East. 0-1 to Randall. Poking that one foul down the left field line, slicing out of play. It's quickly 0-2. Peyton Monka for the Kettleers dealed over his start, but his offense just couldn't back him up. On the other side, it's been a struggle for both of these teams when you look at recent trends offensively to score runs. No one on, no one out. 0-2 to Randall, swing and a miss. Blew a fastball right by him upstairs. Randall down swinging on 3 pitches to begin the game. You go back to the Bourne contest for the Gatemen. They score runs in the first, second, and third, 1 in each inning. None the rest of that contest, just 1 last night. And Cotuit has struggled offensively too. Past 6 games, 2 runs, 4 runs, 1 run, 3 runs, 8 runs, the 1 exception, and then none last night, shut out. Here's Colby Turner back to the second spot in the order. Righty on righty matchup. First pitch to Colby Turner, fastball at the belt, called strike. Colby at 248, 4 homers, 19 RBIs, getting the start in right field tonight.
Wimberly's pounding the zone early, trying to get ahead, stay ahead. So if he's going to throw pitches more often over the plate than not, especially at this degree, take advantage.
0-1, Turner underneath of it. High fly ball, very shallow right field. Martinez, the second baseman, converging with Stevens, the right fielder. Hugging the right field line. It was a long run for everyone. I'll do it again on 0-2 as it landed foul.
And it's a windy one today, Cory. These last 2 days, certainly gusts have been right up there with the best of them. So that one, when it's already kind of slicing down that right field line into foul territory, it's a long run for anyone. That one just dropped on the grass.
The cool-off from yesterday has carried over into today. Temperatures in the upper 60s at first pitch. Earliest game of the season, as we mentioned, for the Gatemen playing here in Cotuit. It's 0-2 on Turner. No one on, 1 away. The righty deals. Fastball up in the zone, swing and a miss. Back-to-back strikeouts for Wimberly to open his start.
The first baseman from North Carolina State, Chris McHugh.
That'll bring up McHugh. Had a double in last night's game. On the whole, hitting .250, 5 homers, 15 RBIs for the Gatemen this summer. Facing Wimberly on the mound, who's been sharp so far tonight. Came in having thrown 3 innings, 2 games, one of which was a start. 2 earned runs in those 3 innings. First pitch to McHugh. Breaking ball fouled straight back to the backstop, 0-1. No one on after back-to-back strikeouts to start Wimberley's night on the mound. Righty pitching from the stretch is 0-1 to McHugh. A fastball up in the zone, poked foul over the stands down the first base line, out of play. Gatemen got plenty of base runners last night. Situation in the 4th, 2nd, and 3rd, no one out. They scored just once, and then bases loaded in the bottom of the 6th with only 1 away. Didn't get any. Hoping to reverse that trend here tonight. It's an 0-2 to Chris McHugh. Flied into shallow right field. Martinez, the second baseman, charging out. He makes the catch over his shoulder for out number 3. The Gatemen go quietly in the top of the 1st, 3 up, 3 down, including 2 strikeouts. After the first half inning, it's Wareham 0 and Cotuit coming to bat on Cape League TV.
Wareham-based 80 Makepeace Company, founded in 1854, is North America's largest cranberry grower and recognized leader in environmentally responsible real estate development and land stewardship. For 171 years, 80 Makepeace Company has supported community events and organizations like your Wareham Gatemen. Visit 80makepeace.com to learn more.
Cape Cod 5 is proud to be the official banking partner of the Cape Cod Baseball League. Cape Cod 5 offers a broad range of financial products and services tailored for every stage in your financial journey. Reach out to us. We're here to help.
For a good piece of glass, call Abby, located at 3 Tyler Ave in East Wareham. Call Abby Glass and Locks about getting a free quote for your windows, doors, locks, and other glass needs.
Here at the Mass State Lottery, we know there's no bigger win than the $1 billion we provide each year to support all 351 cities and towns in Massachusetts. Now that's how we all win. The Mass State Lottery. Welcome to the state of winning.
A run for the Gatemen in the top of the 1st. The Kettleers coming to the plate for the first time tonight, just underway here at Lowell Park. On the mound for the Gatemen. Who else would you really rather have in a big game, big spot? Josh Butler, who was pitched to a 1.11 ERA.
There's not a whole lot more that the Gatemen can ask from Josh Butler because he is produced and then some. You mentioned it, Corey. Just that 1.11 ERA, 6 innings of 1-hit baseball his last time out against Falmouth. Struck out 3 batters as well. That's been something, usually averaging right around a strikeout an inning. That time was relying a lot more on soft contact, and his defense backed him up. But anyway, Butler can get outs is going to be good. He's somebody that's excited to be here, happy to be in this moment and try and get this win for the Gatemen. And a big spot for him to do it here.
Those 6 innings against Falmouth, a season high for Gatemen pitchers. The lineup he's facing for Cotuit, again, a bit of a rut. They didn't score a run all last night. Shutout against the Firebirds. Camden Johnson, Ryan Farber, Caden Bogenpole, top of the order, 1 through 3. Jack Tilly, Nolan Stevens, Von Schlegel, 4 through 6. Landon Beaver, Sean Martinez, Luke Lavin, 7 through 9. Rounding things out for Lauren Dibbs' squad.
Which is interesting, though, Corey, because Cotuit, second highest batting average across Cape Cod, top 3 in OPS as well. So it's a team that hits and hits well. But at the same time, the last time these two teams played, it was just a 2-1 Kettleer win. And a couple of these games have been pretty low scoring. 3 of the 4 so far.
Except that 16-9 Gatemen win, they really have been. Camden Johnson, 286 hitter. First pitch from Butler on the way, swinging and popping one. Into shallow center field. Long run for everyone. The shortstop Ramirez is going to give way to the calling Cruson, who makes the catch in shallow left center field. It's Chase Cruson in left for the Gatemen. Hayden Yost in center. Colby Turner in right. Along the infield, third to first. Kale at third. Ramirez at shortstop. At second base is Braden Randall. McHugh at first, and Drew Rogers behind home plate doing the catching for Josh Butler.
Yeah, that first game of the season, 2-1 Kettleers, and there was 16-9. Then it was 3-0 Gatemen. Then 2-1.
Second pitch of the night from Josh Butler's at the top of the zone. Called strike 1 on Ryan Farber at 292. 2 homers, 16 RBIs. A 1 pitch from Butler. Off speed on the outside corner, 0-2. And that's the thing. You have these two squads who kind of seems like statistics-wise, two of the most complete teams across the Cape, top 3 in the league in ERA. Average OPS. 0-2 pitch from Butler. Skips in there in the dirt. Blocked by Rogers. Farber lays off. It's 1-2. And that trend likely not going to change because they produce over the course of these 40 games. So will likely lead the league in a number of these statistics regardless of how these final 3 games go. Butler raises the glove into the windup. His 1-2 pitch on the way. Just misses the outside corner. 2-2. But lately, as I said, it has been a struggle for both teams offensively. Farber, the shortstop, has worked the count even at 2-2. Pitch from Butler now. Hit hard on a line. Gobbled up by Ramirez at shortstop on a hop. Gets to his feet. Fires to first in time. What a play. Line shot to short. Ramirez let it bounce. Kind of had to turn around, go down to a knee. Picked it on a hop and made a nice play.
Ramirez knew the only way to go in that situation was to just kind of let that ball come to him. If he charged it, would have taken a weird bounce and maybe gone over his head or just misplayed it. Played it perfectly right there. He's made so many of those plays, Cory, that not to like diminish it, but it just amazes me every time that it's almost lost the amazing
because it looks
part.
routine. Yeah. Caden Bogenpole hitting third in the order, takes a called strike on the outside corner from Butler.
He makes it look so easy.
Bogenpole 225, 3 homers, 19 RBIs. This Gateman defense may be looking for a bounce-back performance tonight. The 0-1 from Josh Butler, swing and a miss. Off speed below the zone, quickly 0-2. Wareham had just 2 errors, but a couple of plays that kind of chalked up fielders' choices, other missed throws, misplays across the diamond. 0-2 from Butler. That one skips off the home plate. Bogenpole lays off 1-2. Colby Turner had a play. Chopper to third. He threw it into the outfield. Chase Cruson had a bobble in the outfield. Only 2 errors, but felt like it could have been more. No one on, 2 away. Butler on the mound. His 1-2 pitch to Bogenpole. High chopper back up the middle. Randall ranging, gobbles it up, gathers and throws to first in time for out number 3. Josh Butler responds in the home half of the first. 3 up, 3 down for the Kettleers. We played an inning here at Lowell Park on Cape League TV. Nothing between Cotuit and Wareham.
Here at the Mass State Lottery, we're known for our monster wins. But there's no bigger win than the $1 billion we provide each year to support all 351 cities and towns in Massachusetts. In our game, we know that supporting local businesses and helping communities is how we all win. Because at the lottery, we're all playing for the home team. The Mass State Lottery. Welcome to the state of winning.
A+ repairs smartphones, tablets, game consoles, and computers. Get it done right the first time.
Cape Cod Central Railroad is proud to sponsor the Wareham Gatemen for the 2nd year in a row. Experience the scenic beauty of Cape Cod like never before. Journey through picturesque marshes, cranberry bogs, and dunes on our historic rail line. Whether you're savoring a 5-course gourmet dinner, enjoying a Sunday brunch with a live jazz band, or bringing the family on a narrated excursion, there's a ride for everyone. Departing from Hyannis and Buzzards Bay, visit capetrain.com to book your ride today.
The Gatemen have been in an offensive run the past game and a half or so, hoping to change that as we get set for the top of the second. Wimberly back on the mound. He faces Cruson, McDonald, Ramirez, 4, 5, 6 to begin the top of the second.
Just trying to get that first run across. Gatemen have been so good for so long of this season, scoring runs early, taking that lead, and then never giving it back. As of late, though, the bats have cooled down. We've talked about it a little bit. Gatemen scored a run in each of the first 3 innings against Bourne 2 nights ago on the 30th. And then after that, the bats went cold. Just 1 run yesterday against Brewster, and certainly had its fair share of opportunities. Just hoping that the Gatemen can pull through here against a pitcher that obviously struggled a little bit in college and hasn't made a whole lot of appearances this summer. So try and take that inexperience as a positive for you.
That's the thing, as Cruson steps up to the plate. Cleanup man for the Gatemen. Swings at the first pitch. High chopper down the first base line. That lands in foul territory. Touched by Beaver to the right side of the bag. Foul ball. They'll do it again. The Gatemen got to feel pretty fortunate that Peyton Monka, who has pitched against them this summer, got the start last night against Orleans and did not start here tonight. And still, obviously, Wimberly had a strong first inning of work. but the sample size he's produced so far has not been that of the caliber of Manka. 0-1 to Cruson. Line shot to shortstop. Big hop for Farber right there. Slings across the diamond to retire Cruson.
Yeah, Manka yesterday, Corey, 5 innings, 8 strikeouts, just 1 run allowed. That is an arm that you don't want to run into in a pivotal game like this at the end of the regular season. Also not an arm you want to run into in the playoffs.
And that's the thing. You look at Manka and then Wyatt Halverson from Arizona State. That's a nasty 1-2 punch for the Kettleers. Halverson, a 1.95 ERA this summer. McDonald got the night off last night. The DH back in for Ryan Smythe tonight. Takes a fastball up and away, 1-0. But obviously before Cotuit could possibly deploy that 1-2 monster, they got to make the playoffs first, and just 2 points ahead of Falmouth for that 5th spot. The 1-0. Big swing and a miss. Fastball in the inside corner, 1-1. The Gatemen would love a Falmouth Commodores win as they take on Bourne tonight. 1-1 to McDonald on the way. Fastball fouled straight back, over the fence, and out of play.
And that would all but clinch the West Division title if Falmouth could pull off the upset against Bourne. Gatemen would have to lose out, and Bourne would have to win out for those last 2 games for the Braves to take that top seed.
1-2 to McDonald. Hard hit through the hole and into left field. Caden McDonald gets the Gatemen's first base runner of the day, a base hit on a curveball, and they have a 1-out base runner.
McDonald got the night off yesterday. Obviously, I mean, for what he's had to do the night before against Bourne, played both ways, pitched 4 innings, did his best offensively as well. So you give him that day. Now he responds at a good time with his bat in the lineup.
Over the past 2 days, with the Gatemen having already clinched a playoff spot, Ryan Smythe, not everyone, but has given some guys a day off, including McDonald, as you mentioned. Chris Ramirez, the shortstop, takes a first pitch fastball right there for a called strike. Braden Randall, the day before, got the night off. Was pinch hit for by Will Parker last night, so situation where he's gotten some days off. Throw over to first. McDonald dives back safely. And Smythe has said that it's a situation where, given the Gatemen's playoff position, having clinched the spot, they're trying to give guys days off. 0-1 pitch to Ramirez. Slapped to the right side. The second baseman, Martinez, ranges to his left. Only play is going to be to first. He completes it. McDonald up to second, and there's 2 away.
Not ideal for Wareham, but you don't ground into a double play, so it's not worst case either. Now you bring up a bat in Hayden Yost, who's been red hot over his last 10 or so games. Now a big spot to try and drive in that first run with McDonald running on the crack of the bat.
His Florida Gator teammate, Caden McDonald, in scoring position for Hayden Yost. Hitting in the 7th spot, despite the fact that he is swinging a hot bat at .242, 3 homers, 9 RBIs for the Gatemen center fielder. First pitch he sees from Wimberley. Sails up and away, ball 1.
And you know that you have Josh Butler on the mound, so ideally not going to give up a whole lot of runs. Cotuit, second in the league in ERA. You get 1 across early. It's got to feel good confidence-wise moving forward.
1-0 to Yost. Fastball in the outside corner, 1-1. It was just 3 runs. The Gatemen got Butler in the back end of the bullpen. Low-scoring contest against Falmouth. That line held up. 1-1 to Yost, taking at the belt. Called strike 2 on a fastball. (3-0) Gatemen win. Butler went 6 strong in that outing. Runner on at second, 2 away. 1-2 pitch to Yost. He flies it in the air to left field. Lavin barely has to move as the line shot hangs up for him. He makes the catch for out number 3. The Gatemen get their first hit of the afternoon, but nothing more. McDonald stranded on its second. No runs for Wareham. We move ahead to the bottom of the second. 0-0 between the Gatemen and the Kettleers.
Insurance has been servicing Wareham and the surrounding areas since 1980. Call Legacy Insurance for all your insurance needs at 508-295-1315. Legacy Insurance, your hometown agency.
Get ready for big results with our small machines. With more power, performance, comfort, and savings. They're ready for every job. And we're ready with plenty of inventory, the best support in the business, same-day parts availability, and locations across the Northeast. So you can always be ready to work. Milton Cat, always ready.
When it comes to protecting your home, car, or business, trust the team that's been covering our community for generations. For personalized coverage and service that you can count on, the choice is easy. It's Morse, of course. Visit morseins.com today.
The Gatemen got the first hit of the afternoon in the top of the second. No runs, though, so Josh Butler back to work in a 0-0 game, facing 4-5-6 in the Kettleers order.
Butler, a successful first, fly out, 2 ground outs, inducing weak contact. That's been his MO for most of the season, especially recently as a starter. Not working with his fastball as much, just producing a lot of off-speed, breaking ball pitches that have induced some weak contact. And it keeps working for him, so why go away from him?
Yeah, that's the thing. Really the reason why he was able to go 6 innings against
quick
Falmouth.
innings.
Yep, the low pitch count is Wareham has really been trying to build Butler up into that starter role that he can take into his upcoming season collegiately. Jack Natilli, who has provided the pop this summer for the Kettleers at .224, 6 homers, 24 RBIs. Righty on righty matchup. Butler's first pitch, a breaking ball that winds outside, 1-0. Helped by a handful of grand slams, Natilli has definitely been at the center of this Kettleers order. The 1-0. Fastball on the outside corner. It's 1-1. Butler getting the start today for the Gatemen. Logan Baisley will pitch tomorrow at home. The Gatemen have yet to announce who will start Sunday's regular season finale against Hyannis. A 1-1 from Butler. Breaking ball out in front of it was Natilli and bounces it off the front of the third base Kettleers dugout.
And again, at that point in the season, Corey, you have to imagine that Gatemen are probably just thinking about, okay, well, we'll wait and announce that. We don't have to do it, so why would we at the moment? See if you clinch the division by that point, or at least clinch a top 2 seed, and then you can announce who's going to pitch that regular season finale if it doesn't mean as much.
Butler's 1-2 just misses outside. It's 2-2.
To circle back to that Butler point you mentioned about quick innings, that Falmouth contest, 60 pitches through 6 innings. After 1 inning today, he was at just 10.
And it's his 2-2 right now to Natilli. A fastball stays high above the belt. Full count on Natilli with Nolan Stevens on deck. Butler was able to limit those free passes too. Kind of an all-around perfect outing from the Gatemen starter. His payoff pitch here. Jam shot, cue ball foul down the first base line. McHugh gives it a look, but it lands on the grass untouched, and they'll do it again. As we said, the Gatemen hoping for a Falmouth win over Bourne. If the Gatemen can win these next 2 games and Bourne loses, Wareham clinches that Western Division title. 3-2 again from Butler. Fastball, popped foul, down the first base line, out of play. Bourne falling to Hyannis on a walk-off wild pitch last night made it possible for the Gatemen to still be atop the West Division. Hyannis coming back in the 8th, winning it in the 9th. 3-2 again. Dips inside, misses the corner, and Natilli works a walk.
It's a good at-bat from Natilli. Behind in the count early, 1-2, worked 2 straight balls, fouled off a few pitches. Just waited for something that he knew was going to miss. Trusted his eye, now he's on first.
Brings up Nolan Stevens out of Mississippi State. The lefty hitting right fielder with a runner on at first. First base runner for the Kettleers tonight. Top of the second in a 0-0 game. Butler from the stretch, kicks and fires. Stevens rolls it right back up the middle. Ramirez charges, fields cleanly, steps on the bag himself. Return feed to first is in time. Chris Ramirez turns the double play, 2 for the price of 1, and a good pitch by Butler.
Smart decision from Ramirez. At that point, it would have been maybe about a 6-inch to a foot toss to Randall, and it would have just wasted time. It was going to be much more efficient and quicker for Ramirez to just step on second and throw to first. rather than try and go 6-4-3. He made the right play, and he did so successfully.
So now it's Zahn von Schlegel at 370, 0 homers, 4 RBIs for the Kettleers DH. After that nice play by Ramirez, righty on righty. First pitch is line foul down the right field line. Von Schlegel's played in just 9 games for Cotuit, but one of their top hitters lately at 370, OPS just under 900. Butler head 0-1. Wind and the pitch. Flared down the right field line, falling fast and falling fair. A base hit into right. Von Schlegel, the big turnaround first. Turner gets it in quickly, so a 2-out base hit for the Kettleers DH.
From Alabama, Birmingham. Number 18, the first baseman.
Just kind of fisted into right field. It stayed fair. And the first hit of the night for Cotuit.
Von Schlegel just fought it off. Kind of off the middle of the bat there. Found a spot and it dropped.
And now making his first appearance, first at bat that is, in a Cotuit uniform, it's Landon Beaver. The lefty, a big hack and a miss on a pitch on the outside corner. It's 0-1. The University of Alabama, Birmingham has appeared as a defensive replacement, but this is first at bat with Cotuit. The first baseman facing Butler, runner on at first, 2 away. 0-1 pitch, cracked foul, slicing down the left field line. Lands untouched, 0-2. This is Beaver's first at bat with Cotuit. The guy on deck, Sean Martinez, only has 5 at bats for Cotuit this summer. Some newer faces, 7 and 8 in the order for Cotuit. Butler ready on the 0-2, fires home. In the dirt, blocked by Rogers. Man, has he been a rock behind home plate lately. It's 1-2.
He has, and that's kind of been the saving grace for him as of right now in this lineup on a pretty much day-to-day basis. Offensively, he's 3 for 32. 2 of those 3 hits have come in the last 3 days. But defensively, he's been great behind home plate.
1-2 pitch now. Dips low and outside, 2-2. We were remarking on the way over here that, listen, the Gatemen have had some pretty fantastic catchers, Levi Clark, Hunter Carnes, but hard to remember a time where there have been this few wild pitches over a stretch of the summer. 2-2 now on Beaver. Butler's pitch. Just misses outside, can't locate that fastball. Count goes full. Von Schlegel will run with the pitch with 2 away.
Rogers throws guys out. He keeps it in front of him. Not a whole lot more you can ask for from a defensive catcher.
Giving the sign out to Butler right now. From 0-2 to 3-2. Runner takes off. Full count pitch. Misses inside. Second walk of the inning for Cotuit. This one with 2 away. It puts 2 runners on for Sean Martinez.
That's not what you want to do if you're Butler. Got ahead 0-2 and then 4 straight balls. Find your control, find a spot, locate it, and just stick to it. 17 pitchers so far, 17 pitches this inning for Butler so far. Had just 10 in the first. He still needs that last out.
That double play off the bat of Stevens really helped him out. So here's Sean Martinez, second baseman out of Boston College in his 4th game with Cotuit. First and second, 2 away. Butler deals outside, 1-0 on the fastball. Martinez is 0 for 5 entering this at-bat. 2 strikeouts, a walk, and a run as the wind picks up here at Lowell Park. Big spot for him early in this game. Butler trying to escape the jam. 1-0 to Martinez. Again, misses outside. 2-0, and Rogers will make his way out to the mound.
Tell you what, Corey, it is not going to be easy to hit home runs to left, left center, or center tonight. Wind is just hammering in from that. Maybe some lefties can hit to the pull side, but other than that, it's going to be pretty difficult.
Certainly a blustery day at Splain Field last night, but it's carried over here this afternoon. Some early rain this morning. Team's not doing infield, outfield at Lowell Park due to that rain. The Gatemen took batting practice at their own park. After the mound visit, first and second, 2 away. Butler pitching from behind in the count. His 2-0, a fastball. Popped in the air, shallow right field, hugging the foul line. Colby Turner after as it slices into foul territory. A long run for everyone, it's a foul ball.
There's been a couple of those so far tonight, Corey. And the wind is definitely pushing that ball down into foul territory. That one was right along that line, and it didn't land right along that line.
Yeah, it started right along the line and then almost landed out of play. And is blowing that direction.
Come on, Sean, what do you say?
So Butler at the very least gets a strike back. It's 2-1 on Martinez. Butler looks the runner. Von Schlegel at second is 2-1. Fastball chopped foul, 2-2. Von Schlegel on its second, a 2-out base hit into right. Beaver worked a 2-out walk. They stand at first and second with 2 away. Both of these squads getting their first base runners of the afternoon in the second inning. Can Butler strand them on? Count even at 2-2. Here's the pitch from Butler. Fastball stays low. Rogers gloves it cleanly, but now a payoff pitch coming. The runner's getting a head start.
Got to buckle down here if you're Butler. Already 2 walks, in danger of walking them loaded.
Has been so fantastic for the Gatemen this summer, either as a reliever or lately as a starter. In a big spot early on. 2 on, his payoff pitch to the plate. On the outside corner for a called strike 3. Martinez down looking. Butler escapes the jam, leaves runners stranded on first and second. This game's still tied. Some early action so far, but no runs for either team. We played 2 here at Lowell Park on Cape League TV, 0-0.
If you need to dig, lift, move, grade, clear, or cut, pump, weld, clean, light, and just about anything else, dial up the rental source for the newest and the most reliable equipment in New England. Staffed with equipment and construction experts, Milton Rents, your local source.
As the sponsor of tonight's game, PCT Federal Credit Union is proud to root for the home team. We're thrilled to offer great rates on auto loans, home equity lines of credit, and so much more. Visit us on Cranberry Highway in West Wareham.
Reed Custom Soils, a subsidiary of the AD Makepeace Company, is New England's most experienced precision soil blender. Reed is the leading provider of the lightweight planting soil for green roof installations, stabilized stone dust for nature paths and pedestrian walkways, bioretention rain garden soils, and specialized soils for athletic fields, including your newly renovated Spillane Field. To learn more, visit reedcustomsoils.com.
Shameless Plug Electric, hitting home runs on every job. Wareham's top choice for electrical work. Call Shameless Plug Electric.
Finding a good personal injury attorney is very difficult. If you or a family member has been involved in an accident, hurt at work, suffered a slip and fall, or have been injured due to negligence of someone else, contact the lawyers at Reedy, Kiernan, and McNally, LLP today.
Bottom of the order for the Gatemen here in the top of the third. Cale, Rogers in the top, looking for their first run of the game. First pitch, called strike on the outside corner. 0-1 on Jack Cale. Getting another start for Wareham tonight at third base at 154 through the early action he spent with the team. Shows bunt, tries to get it down. Came up empty, it was called strike anyways. 0-2 on Cale.
Gatemen like to do that. They'll take the first pitch, and then that second they'll try and lay down that bunt. The issue with that is if you don't get that bunt down successfully, now you're behind 0-2, and you have to swing the bat.
Cale, good contact hitter. See what he has on 0-2. Fastball up in the zone. Flied into shallow left center field. Lavin, the left fielder, making the call and the catch. Out number 1 in the top of the third.
This is going to be the part of the lineup that's the difference in tonight's game for right or for wrong. Cale, Rogers, and then Randall back up top, but it's really just those first 2 names, Cale and Rogers, 8 and 9 in the Wareham order. Struggling so far. Obviously, Cale has not had as many opportunities as the next guy. That was just his 14th at-bat of the summer. This will be Rogers' 33rd, hitting under 100.
First pitch, he sees a breaking ball that he gets underneath and skies out of play down the first base line.
And with that said, Corey, when Rogers gets bad on ball, usually does pretty well for him. His OPS is at 500, just struggling batting-wise.
0-1 to Rogers. Misses low and outside, 1-1 on the breaking ball. Rogers, it seemed like, had maybe snapped out of this funk. Hadn't gotten a hit since his first step out with Wareham, the 3-run homer. Then had extra base hits in back-to-back games, but just trying to find that consistency. Averages below 100. That one is swatted into center field. It's falling fast and falls in front of Bogenpol for a one-out base hit.
That works, Corey, I'd say. Rogers just fought it off and sent it back up the middle. Not a whole lot more you can ask for at that point. Pitch jammed him up a little bit. Good swing, good hit.
Base hit for Rogers came in at .094. A hit at the bottom of the order. Things turn over for Braden Randall, who struck out to begin the game off of Wimberley. First pitch of the second at bat, it's a fastball that stays low and outside, 1-0.
And Randall isn't somebody that strikes out a ton. So if he got his first out of the way, have to imagine that he'll make an adjustment, at least put it in play. Just want to stay out of that potential 4-6-3, 6-4-3.
1-0-2 him, hit off of the glove of Wimberley. Karams to the shortstop, making the play. Farber charging. What a job he does to get that throw off. A bang-bang play at first. Randall retired.
Yeah, that was close. And honestly, if Wimberley isn't there, that's probably back up the middle. Bounces off of his leg, and Farber charged in from shortstop. Nice play from him to get there, especially Randall has some speed. Somebody that has utilized it a lot, especially on the base paths. He's got 12 steals. Throw still beat him. Good play.
So Rogers gets up to second, and Wimberley kind of slowed it down, but still landed, didn't even reach the infield. Dirt still on the grass. Randall's got plenty of speed, but what a throw and play by Farber. Could have been first and second with just one away. Instead, a runner in scoring position. 2 outs for Colby Turner. Struck out in the first, swings at the first pitch, a breaking ball, lifts it out of play down the first base line. This was the thing for the Gatemen. They've had runners in scoring position, granted with 2 away in back-to-back innings, but they did not come through last night when they had runners in scoring position. Notably in the 4th and the 6th innings, they were able to get guys on, just couldn't bring them home. 0-1 to Turner, fastball up and in, 1-1. Both of these teams hoping that some of the cold spells offensively don't carry into the postseason stretch, especially when they've been 2 of the better teams over the course of the summer offensively. Wimberley kicks, fires, 1-1 pitch. Fastball on the outside corner, 1-2.
Yeah, Gateman 3rd in batting average, 1st in OPS. Cotuit 2nd in batting average, 3rd in OPS. First in OPS for the Gatemen.
And it's unlikely that'll change because over the course of the season, those statistics kind of are what they are. But lately, not been great. 1-2 pitch, up and in, 2-2. Rogers on at second, a 1-out base hit. Advance on the fielder's choice by Braden Randall. The Gatemen looking for early runs, trying to back up the pitching by Josh Butler. 2-2 the count on Colby Turner. Pitch here, swing and a miss. Breaking ball down and away. Turner comes up empty, strikes out for the 2nd time tonight. And the Gatemen leave a runner in scoring position. No runs, 1 hit, and 1 runner left on. Still tied up, scoreless here at Lowell Park. We played 2.5 on Cape League TV.
Finding a good personal injury attorney is very difficult. If you or a family member has been involved in an accident, hurt at work, suffered a slip and fall, or have been injured due to negligence of someone else, contact the lawyers at Reedy, Kiernan, and McNally, LLP today. They are experienced trial attorneys who practice in all of the courts in the Commonwealth. The firm has been recognized by Best Lawyers in America for outstanding legal representation. Contact Reedy, Kiernan, and McNally, LLP today. The firm is located at 267 Main Street in Wareham. Reedy, Kiernan, and McNally, LLP also has offices in New Bedford and Falmouth. Call 508-295-0286 or visit their website, www.rkm-law.com.
Well, the Gatemen go to the bullpen early after 2 strong innings from Josh Butler and a little bit of trouble in the second. Got out of a first and second situation, maybe trying to limit his innings, getting set for the playoffs. Nonetheless, it's Daniel Powell, who has started 5 games himself, appeared in 8 total. He comes in just the 3rd inning.
And that's the thing with Butler, Corey, just thinking about it from the perspective of if the Gatemen want to use him for 4 or 5 innings and in a starter's capacity, that means he's not going to have the ability to logically pitch until the playoffs begin, probably going to be that Game 1, Game 2 starter. That would be right around that 5th or 6th day of rest. But now if you only use him for the 2 innings, you got 2 shutout innings of 1-hit baseball from him here. And now if things come down to potentially the last game of the season on August 3rd on Sunday, you can kind of use him in that late game reliever role to try and shut the door on Hyannis. Because obviously with 3 divisional matchups and the standings in the West so tightly knit as of right now, you don't want to leave anything to chance. Because if you gamble and you leave him out there, maybe he only gives up 1 run. But if you don't score and you end up losing this game, you can't use him for the rest of the regular season. You're kind of playing both sides here.
Powell has certainly not had the same level of success as Butler. 6.7 ERA for the righty out of Kennesaw State. He faces Lavin in his first at-bat, then the top of the order. Lavin, the lefty, the left fielder at 188, no homers, 4 RBIs. Powell, first pitch out of the bullpen to Lavin. Fastball way high, 1-0. And that's the thing, listening to what Ryan Smythe said after the game yesterday. Just kind of trying to get a gauge of where the Gatemen coaching staff are at, gearing up for this postseason run coming in just a few days. The 1-0 from Powell, fastball at the bell, the called strike. It seems like, obviously, yes, the Gatemen a couple days ago really were focused on winning that Western Division regular season title, but it seems like things might have shifted a little bit the past couple days. 1-1 from Powell. Lavin squares it up, but late on it, fouled down the third base line. Because he said at this point, Wareham's really trying to set up their arms for the playoffs, and then kind of secondary, he's like, but they're trying not to give up on the top 2 seeds. So that would imply knowing you're in the playoffs no matter what. It's just kind of managing everything offensively and defensively so you're in the best spot for the postseason no matter what seed you are. 1-2 from Powell. Swing and a miss. Lavin chased a fastball up in the zone, a strikeout victim to begin the last of the 3rd.
And I think it's smart to an extent, right, Corey? Because any Gateman win for the rest of the regular season would clinch a top 3 seed, at least right now. Up by 5 points on Cotuit. So a win tonight would secure a top 3 seed. A win and a Hyannis loss would secure a top 2 seed tonight. So you hope that you can do that, but obviously it's important. You know you're in the playoffs, and that was something else that he said, is that the playoffs are just a completely new season. Last year, Harwich won it all as a 3 seed. The runner-up from the West was born as a 4.
Camden Johnson, top of the order, taking a fastball upstairs, ball 1. Yeah, Ryan Smythe did highlight that specific matchup, the 3 versus the 4, 3 in the East, 4 in the West. And he concluded those thoughts by saying it's about lining guys up and being ready. Well, the move to get Butler out of the game might be all about that. Breaking ball stays high, and it's 2-0 on Camden Johnson.
You don't want some players' first high leverage appearance or even their first appearance of the season coming when you need them in the playoffs to perform at their highest level. Get them acclimated to the situation a little bit and used to their surroundings in the team before you do that.
2-0, fastball misses up and in. 3 straight balls to begin the at-bat to Camden Johnson, who flew to left his first time up.
In games where you've clinched the playoffs are a great time to do that. 3 left at the regular season, and they're important. Obviously, you're trying to win. That's why the offensively best lineup is usually out there, but a lot of new arms lately.
3-0, right there, called strike on the fastball. It is a little interesting to just kind of see how things have changed, it would appear, the past few days. You go back to what Hayden Yost said the other night, clinching a playoff spot, win over Chatham. He said that was step 1, but they have a lot of other steps to go. 3-1 from the righty Powell. Fastball, up and away. 5-pitch walk for Camden Johnson. But now after 2 straight losses, you had a chance against Bourne to practically put the division race away with a win. Gatemen would have to lose out. Bourne would have to win out if the Gatemen won that game a couple nights ago. But now you had several games left at that point. Now you just have 3, including tonight. Before the playoffs, you have the off day on Monday, too. So it seems like before it was definitely let's win this division to now well, we're kind of closer to the playoffs. Let's make sure we manage everyone correctly, knowing we're in no matter what.
It's less than ideal. Obviously, you'd like to have that clinch by now, but that's just not the reality of the situation.
Farber at the plate. Johnson started then stopped as Farber, the shortstop, takes one upstairs on a fastball. It's 1-0. And right now, it's just sort of a question of how much do the Gatemen keep their foot on the gas? How much does the regular season division title mean to them as a squad? The 1-0 pitch. Fastball up and away. 2-0 on Farber. Because, listen, the 1-2 seed, you get home field advantage. You haven't played better at home as opposed to the road if you're the Gatemen, but still might be nice to have the title, even though it may not matter come the playoffs, as regular season division champion. But the focus is on right now, seemingly playing well, the right time in the playoffs. Powell's 2-0 to Farber, taking all the way and taking right down the chute, called strike one on the fastball.
It's a good thing to put on your season resume. And it's a confidence builder moving forward, knowing that for the entire season you were the best team in the West Division. No doubt that they were the best team in the month of July.
And you've been able to fend Bourne off seemingly time and time again the past few weeks or so. 2-1 pitch. Farber squares it up, flies it into right center field. Yost adjusting with the wind. He's laying out, falling to the ground, makes the catch in shallow center, and scurrying back to first is Camden Johnson.
That died in the air from Yost a little bit. He had it read, moving over to his left into right center, and then at that last second, the wind kind of took that down. He had to adjust, made a nice diving catch. Was not his intention, and he was moving pretty slow, trying to get to that ball from center field, so he obviously thought he had it lined up. Still made the play.
Last night and tonight feel like two of the windiest games
They might be
played in this season.
Maybe opening day. Opening day, it was rainy, it was windy.
Cold. Yeah, it was cold. Feels like this might be the coldest game played since opening day. Gatemen were here for the second game of the summer.
And it's still probably a 15-degree difference from opening day.
Runner on at first, back safely after the pickoff attempt. There he goes for second. Pitch misses high. Throw down by Rogers. It's on the money. Tag applied by Ramirez. And Johnson is nabbed trying to swipe second. Drew Rogers has been a rock behind the plate. He's got a cannon for an arm, too, showcasing it there to end the third. No runs, no hits, no one left on for the Kettleers. We played 3 on Cape League TV. No score here in Cotuit.
Law. Live, life, law. Covering all residential and commercial real estate matters. You live life to the fullest and let us Sync Law. That's synclaw.com. Sync with an I, not a Y. Be selfish. We represent only you.
Sports Turf Specialties has set the standard for high-quality natural grass athletic field construction. As a full-service athletic field construction company, we specialize in design, build, and renovation of native soil, modified soil, and sand-based athletic fields. Our team will provide you with superior quality, expert guidance, and continuing support long after the completion of our project. We are proud to have built the infield for the Wareham Gatemen field. Go Gatemen.
If you can dream it, if you can cruise in it, if you can summer in it, fish from it, or take it for a day at the beach, we can protect it. The Baldwin Group, protecting the possible.
The Gatemen trying to finally get a run. It's been a struggle. 1 run last night, none so far tonight. Josh Butler exited the game. Daniel Powell pretty sharp in the third. The only thing that's missing so far is that Wareham run, but they have the heart of the order up right now.
Yeah, in the first inning, down in order. Second and third, had a runner in scoring position with 2 outs. Just failed to bring him in. That was something that the Gatemen just didn't capitalize on yesterday. A couple instances, second and third, nobody out. Bases loaded, 1 out. Only squeaked across 1 run in the entire contest. And just hoping that that can change. Once the bats get going with this team, sorry to cut you off, but once the bats get going with this team, it's really difficult to stop. Sometimes it's just kind of like an old lawnmower. It takes a couple times to get them going.
And it maybe starts with Chris McHugh, doubles in back-to-back games. Popped out in the first, here in the fourth, takes on the inside corner against Wimberley, still in the game, called strike 1. And listen, it has been kind of a weak stretch. Initially after the All-Star game, the bats had maintained their hot prowess. 0-1 to McHugh. Chases a breaking ball low and outside. Nice pitch by Wimberley. It's quickly 0-2. But then last weekend against divisional opponents, that's kind of where things slowed down offensively, and they haven't really picked up besides a 9-0 win over last place Chatham since. 0-2 to Chris McHugh. In on the hands, fisted foul down the first baseline. Behind on that pitch, stays 0-2. But again, it does feel like hitting has been contagious, as you kind of noted with this team. So once they start to get a few runs, maybe they get hot again. Because that offense has carried this team for much of July. Lately, it's been more so the pitching. After the foul ball, 0-2 again to Chris McHugh. Swing and a miss. Breaking ball in the outside corner. McHugh down swinging to begin the fourth.
Well, back at the start of July, Cory, Gatemen lost 5 straight to open the month. Then that 6th game was at home against Cotuit. 9 runs in the first 2 innings. The offense exploded, ended up winning 16-9. Now, the 2 back-to-back games that the Gatemen have lost over the last 2 days is the longest losing streak since that 5-game tilt to begin the year. Now, obviously, you play Cotuit here to try and snap that. It's not exactly the same because the Gatemen didn't score 9 runs in the first 2 innings, but the point still stands.
So Chase Cruson in the second at-bat. Grounded to short his last time up. Maybe a chance for the Gatemen to get hot at the right time. It's 1-0 on Chase. High chopper foul. 0-2 now, first pitch called strike. Two hits for the Gatemen so far tonight. 1 for the Kettleers. 0-2, no one on, 1 away for the left fielder Cruson. Pitch here, smacked on the line right at the second baseman Martinez. Didn't have to move a whole lot, caught the ball right at his chest. Loud out, but an out nonetheless, and there's 2 away.
Obviously, it doesn't result in a hit, but it has to give you some optimism. Starting to get to Wembley. A couple of those base hits weren't exactly the hardest hit balls. Drew Rogers especially. Caden McDonald had that rocket into left field, but other than that, nothing has really been even sharp groundouts, sharp flyouts, except for that one there from Cruson.
Caden McDonald, righty-on-righty matchup as that breaking ball skips to the backstop. Caden had the Gatemen's first hit of the afternoon back in the second. Ground ball through the left side of the infield. Came in at 286 homers, 18 RBIs. Day off for him yesterday, back in the DH spot here tonight. 1-0, fastball at the knees on the outside corner, 1-1. McDonald's been the DH for much of July for the Gatemen, but Ryan Smythe is like putting the lefty Cruson break up McHugh and McDonald. So now Caden's been hitting fifth the past 2 nights. 1-1. Popped in the air, shallow right field. Martinez, the second baseman, backpedaling, but it's going to be Stevens charging in from right, who makes the call and the catch for out number 3. 3 up, 3 down for the Gatemen in the fourth. Offense continues to struggle early on tonight. No runs through 3.5 on Cape League TV.
Turf Specialties has set the standard for high-quality natural grass athletic field construction. As a full-service athletic field construction company, we specialize in design, build, and renovation of native soil, modified soil, and sand-based athletic fields. Our team will provide you with superior quality, expert guidance, and continuing support long after the completion of our project. We are proud to have built the infield for the Wareham Gatemen field. Go Gatemen!
There hasn't been a ton of training when it comes to bat speed or products for players to be able to train bat speed. You can improve your bat speed and reach your goals working 10 to 15 minutes a day on this a couple of times a week. That's a no-brainer for every player. You can make any bat feel lighter by adding a velo puck knob. Instead of having to go get a whole entirely new bat, you can simply add the puck to it. Players can use this with any bat. It's basically going to shift the weight of the bat a little bit more towards the hands. Players are able to hit the ball a lot harder just by simply adding the puck on.
Getting set for the bottom of the fourth here at Lowell Park. The earliest start time for the Gatemen this summer. No lights here in Cotuit. And with the sun setting faster now, calendar turning to August, start time moved up to 4:30. The bats have not come to play yet so far for either team. 3 combined hits. Daniel Powell back to work, getting set for the bottom of the 4th. He faces the heart of the Cotuit order.
And you just hope that Powell can try and keep this up and build off of his last appearance. And earlier this year, that came against Hyannis back on the 27th. Inning in a third, no hits, no runs, 2 walks and 2 strikeouts. Even his appearance before that earlier in the week at Chatham goes 3 innings of shutout baseball. Well, rather 1-run baseball, no earned run baseball, 4 strikeouts as well for Powell. He pitched well.
And he's a guy who has been both the starter and reliever, but can give you some length out of the bullpen since he has started games. Bogenpol, the center fielder, grounded to second in the first. Here in the 4th, takes one in the dirt for ball 1. And that's been the key for the Gatemen because everything resets after Sunday, but they've used a lot of arms out of the pen the past couple nights. 1-0 to Bogenpol. Again, it skips in there. 2-0.
This will be something for Powell. Seems like when things are going well, he's locating early. He's getting ahead in the count. When it's not, he gets behind, gives hitters easier counts to work out of.
Is 2-0. Bogenpol taking on the outside corner, strike 1. The top of the zone. Powell, that sinker ball pitcher. Usually will work north-south, but yeah, it's when he loses command, he can get into trouble. Gateman's opening day starter. Pitching here. 3rd to last game. His 2-1 offering. Just misses below the knees on a sinker. 3 balls, 1 strike. Bogenpol at 225. Waiting on the 3-1 pitch. Laces it into shallow center field. Yost coming on. It slices down in front of him for a leadoff base hit. You know, we've seen a lot of balls hit to the outfield tonight, and it just seems like everything is falling down in front of these outfielders.
It's just going to be a matter of who can hit a well-placed ball that gets you into scoring position with less than 2 outs, and what teammate of yours is going to step up and do the job to bring you in. Not expecting this to be a very high-scoring contest, and really a game like this, Cory, could kind of go both ways. 2 of the top offenses, but also 2 of the top pitching staffs. Looks like it's going to be the pitchers that dominate tonight.
Righty on righty matchup. First pitch to Tilly in the dirt, blocked by Rogers, but a really good read by Bogenpol to take off for second, and he gets down there without a throw.
Rogers probably bobbled that 5 or 6 times in his hand before he realized he couldn't make the throw. And if it was only 2 or 3, he probably could have gunned down Bogenpol at second. Just a tough break. There's that runner in scoring position. Nobody out.
You said it, with no one out. Cotuit squandered a couple runners on in the second. 1-0 now to Natilli. Popping that one foul. Out of play. Down the first base line. Natilli walked in the second. Then Stevens grounded into a double play to erase that runner. RBI situation for a guy who's 24 of them this summer. Waits on 1-1. Taking on the outside corner, make it 1-2. Natilli, one of the few righties in this Cotuit offense. You look at it overall, 5 lefty bats, a switch hitter, and Farber. A lot of lefties can make it tough for opposing right-handed bats. That's just as a whole, not just in the lineup tonight. Righty on righty, Powell's 1-2. Swing and a miss. Natilli chased a ball in the dirt, retired it first. Rogers to McHugh, and Powell's got a big first out.
Unproductive to get that first out. Obviously, Jack Natilli has been hitting the ball so well, not really expecting him to try and drop down a bunt. Still pretty early in this game for the Kettleers to try and get some runs across. But now you keep Bogenpol at second with 1 out. Get another. Even if he advances to third, you're just 1 out away from getting out of the inning at that point.
And now it's the right fielder, Stevens, who grounded into a double play his last time up. Second at bat, now facing Powell. We'll look Bogenpol back to second. And you know, Cotuit is playing with their feet to the fire tonight. We mentioned a little bit earlier, but just 2 points above Falmouth for last place in the West. Falmouth win, as that one's a called strike at the knees on a fastball. The Commodores win and a Gatemen win would bring Falmouth and Cotuit both at 33 points. That would be decided by the head-to-head matchup. So Cotuit's just barely clinging on to a postseason spot themselves right now. 0-1 the count on Stevens. Throw behind the runner at second. They got him. Powell the pickoff. Tag applied. And the Gatemen wipe Bogenpol off the base pass.
That makes the inning so much cleaner for Daniel Powell. Great move. Got Bogenpol leaning a little bit too far to his right, trying to time that up and maybe try and get over to third. And a heads-up play from Drew Rogers to let him know. Throw back to second base. 2 outs.
That one skips in there in the dirt, so it goes to 1-1 on Stevens. Chris Ramirez applying the tag. Haven't seen that much this summer where the Gatemen able to pick someone off at second.
Now, Corey, I'm sorry. It's interesting that you mention the possibility that Falmouth and Cotuit could be tied.
High bouncer to second. Randall gets a low hop and slings it over to first in time for out number 3.
We'll pick it up on the other side.
An interesting fact coming up next when we move ahead to the top of the 5th. It's all pitching so far between these two West Division rivals. 0-0. We move to the 5th on Cape League TV.
Wareham-based AD Makepeace Company, founded in 1854, is North America's largest cranberry grower and recognized leader in environmentally responsible real estate development and land stewardship. For 171 years, AD Makepeace Company has supported community events and organizations like your Wareham Gatemen. Visit admakepeace.com to learn more.
Cape Cod 5 is proud to be the official banking partner of the Cape Cod Baseball League. Cape Cod 5 offers a broad range of financial products and services tailored for every stage in your financial journey. Reach out to us. We're here to help.
For a good piece of glass, call Abby, located at 3 Tyler Ave in East Wareham. Call Abby Glass and Locks about getting a free quote for your windows, doors, locks, and other glass needs.
Here at the Mass State Lottery, we know there's no bigger win than the $1 billion we provide each year to support all 351 cities and towns in Massachusetts. Now that's how we all win. The Mass State Lottery. Welcome to the state of winning.
Both Cotuit and Wareham have 2 hits apiece. Neither one has a run. It's been an offensive struggle lately for both of these teams. Cotuit didn't score at all against Orleans last night. The Gatemen played at just 1 run. And it's been a pitcher's duel thus far from Lowell Park.
And again, Corey, we talked about it a little bit. This was one of those games that could kind of go either way. 2 of the top 3 offenses, 2 of the top 3 pitching staffs. And obviously the pitching is winning. Mother Nature not helping that out at all. Gatemen lead the league in home runs. And with that wind blowing in from left field with a majority of the Gatemen home runs coming from right-handed hitters, it's going to make it pretty difficult to see a long ball tonight. Wouldn't put it past anybody, but it's going to come down to who can put the ball in play and get a run across.
A lot of shallow fly balls landing in front of the outfielders. Chris Ramirez, his second at bat off of Wimberley, takes inside. He grounded out in the second. Josh, we went to break kind of talking about an interesting situation between Cotuit and Falmouth. The last two teams bottom of the West Division, neck and neck. It'll be an 1-0 pitch to Ramirez here from Wimberley. Ramirez swings, lifts a high foul ball down the right field line. Wynn has this one drifting out of play. So now 1-1, but you looked at the schedule and it really could shape up interesting these last couple games.
So what's going to be interesting is if the Gatemen win tonight and Falmouth also beats Bourne, the Kettleers and the Commodores will be tied with 33 points. That'll be last place in the West, tied for 4th, last, however you want to look at it, that last playoff spot. Those 2 teams play each other on the final game of the regular season. They've split the season series as of right now 2-2. So no matter what happens tomorrow, if that outcome plays out today, that matchup on Sunday to end the regular season would decide who goes to the playoffs and who misses.
1-1 pitch misses high, 2-1 on Ramirez. And certainly for the Gatemen, best case scenario tonight, a win over Cotuit and a Bourne loss to Falmouth. That would be the worst case scenario for Cotuit. 2-1 to Chris Ramirez. He takes a fastball outside, 3-1 on the Gatemen shortstop with Hayden Yost on deck.
And at the same time, best case scenario for the Gatemen. And obviously Wareham in the playoffs already, but you could say that as of right now, this is probably the most pivotal game across the rest of the regular season.
3-1, dips just inside, and it's Chris Ramirez working a leadoff walk in the 5th. It does feel like a pivotal game. Again, it just sort of is a question of what the Gatemen want to accomplish with 3 games left, but you don't really want to wait to the last day to have to decide that, especially how we don't know who's starting Sunday. Maybe if you clinch the division the next 2 nights, if Bourne drops a game, you can give a lot of guys a day off on Sunday. So Ramirez works the leadoff walk. Plenty of speed on the base pass for the Gatemen with Hayden Yost up at the plate. Fly out to left his first time up. There's a throw over to first. Ramirez diving back safely. And Cotuit really hasn't had that same luxury of giving some guys a day off because, again, they don't know what their playoff future looks like as of now. First pitch to Yost. He takes a fastball in the outside corner, 0-1. And we sort of raised the question last night for the Gatemen. These new additions, Will Parker, Jack Hale, are they going to serve mostly as sort of, as Ryan Smythe put it, plug-and-play guys, or are they here to energize the offense and be with you for the long haul throughout the postseason? Ramirez takes off on 1-0, a high chopper over the mound. Martinez, the second baseman, charges and throws to first in time to get Yost. Ramirez up into scoring position at second.
Jack Hale, third baseman, Columbia.
And now a big spot for Jack Hale. Looking for his first RBI as a Gateman. For the at-bat, though, mound visit for Cotuit. Wareham threatening again. Had a runner in scoring position in both the second and the third. Now here again in the 5th, but they've yet to score a run.
Yeah, and both of those situations in the 2nd and the 3rd were with 2 outs. So things get a little bit more dicey here in the 5th with Ramirez on 2nd and 1 away. You mentioned that, Cory, Cotuit not having the ability to kind of give some guys some day off. Yesterday in the contest against Orleans, they had a pitcher as the DH, a 2-way guy, because they just didn't have enough players that were available to play at that point in time. Makes things interesting.
And obviously all teams get a league-wide day off Monday before the playoffs begin, but for the Gatemen, hopefully having as many of these bats as fresh as possible heading into the postseason and not having to overburden them now, obviously a plus, but you're also hoping some of them can refine their groove because it's not an offense that's firing all cylinders like they were about a week and a half ago. But the Gatemen still atop the division nonetheless, and a chance to take the lead over Cotuit with Cale at the plate after the Cotuit mound visit. Ramirez is on at second. First pitch to Cale misses low, and it's 1-0. With Ramirez's speed, a base hit to the outfield could likely plate him. The Gatemen did not come through with runners in scoring position last night, trying to change that trend. Throw behind Ramirez at second, back standing.
Now, if you're Cale, you got to look for something kind of middle away, something that's elevated enough where you can put it in the air and hit it almost into the wind, hoping that it will die down before anyone can grab it.
Waiting on a 1-0 and taking just a little bit outside. Anything you get underneath here today, the wind's going to grab, so something hard hit on the line maybe might work out better. Big spot for the third baseman, Jack Cale. Hitters count 2-0. Swung at that one, slicing it foul. Got a good chunk of it off the screening down the left field line.
That was middle away. That was exactly what he needs to do. He was just a little bit too far behind it.
He's a prolific contact hitter, that's for sure. Waiting for his first Gateman RBI. 2-1 to him now. Hit hard on the ground. Right at the second baseman, Martinez. Fields cleanly. On to first in time. Ramirez up to third. He moves up 90 feet, but there's now 2 away.
You just hope that Drew Rogers can get that guy in. Worst case, you start the 6th with the top of the lineup again, but obviously you want to try and get this guy in. Give yourself the lead.
Well, and Rogers did have a base hit in the 3rd in a big spot, looking for his first Gateman RBI since that 3-run homer in his first at-bat. Ramirez 90 feet away. First pitch of the at-bat, rolled just foul down the third base line. Ramirez at third had to jump out of the way of that one. Rolls foul, and it's 0-1. That third base spot, Shane had anchored it down a lot over the course of the month, but now it's been Kale. The Gatemen just looking for any offense at the hot corner. Could kind of say the same behind the plate. They've gotten some great defense. Can the offense, the catcher spot, come through? 0-1 to Rogers. A breaking ball. He's out in front of it and hooks it foul on the ground down the third base line. Quickly 0-2.
That's what happens for a large portion of time when your two best hitters are both catchers and they both leave. Having to replace Levi Clark, Hunter Carnes, not an easy task. Last time these two teams were here, Hunter Carnes had a huge go-ahead home run. Gotta make do without him.
What can Rogers do here? 0-2 pitch, breaking ball, spits on it. In the other's batter's box, it's 1-2. Couple doubles the past few games for Rogers. A base hit tonight, runner 90 feet away. 1-2 pitch, up and in, 2-2. The Gatemen have continued to go to Rogers consistently behind the plate. Some of the backup options have changed over the past few days, but they like his defense for sure. Hoping the offense can follow suit. Work the count to 2-2. Hard hit, lands foul down the third base line, was out in front of it on a breaking ball.
You don't need to square it up. You don't need to find the barrel. Just place something. It can be a bloop shot. Just get it into the outfield.
The Gatemen offense trying to get its mojo back after a week of struggles just about. Getting a hit here could be big with 2 away and a runner on at third. 2-2 again. Fastball just misses the outside corner. Full count pitch. Ramirez now started sprinting towards the plate, and he'll quickly scurry back.
He's tempting fade over there.
Natili out of his crouch started chasing him down the third base line. No harm, no foul for either team, though. Natili would really gotten into that frame on that 2-2 pitch. Rick forced behind the plate, called it a ball. So now it's a payoff pitch coming. Randall top of the order on deck. Rogers at the plate, 3-2 pitch. Broken bat, right over the mound. Wimberly couldn't field cleanly. The throw to first by the second baseman Martinez is gonna be in time. Rogers hustling down the line, nearly beat it out. But a nice play by Martinez up the middle ends the top of the fifth. The Gatemen leave a runner stranded at third. No runs, no hits, one left on. Through 4.5, it's a 0-0 game between these two division rivals on Cape League TV.
Here at the Mass State Lottery, we're known for our monster wins. But there's no bigger win than the $1 billion we provide each year to support all 351 cities and towns in Massachusetts. In our game, we know that supporting local businesses and helping communities is how we all win. Because at the lottery, we're all playing for the home team. The Mass State Lottery. Welcome to the state of winning.
A+ repairs smartphones, tablets, game consoles, and computers. Get it done right the first time.
Cape Cod Central Railroad is proud to sponsor the Wareham Gatemen for the second year in a row. Experience the scenic beauty of Cape Cod like never before. Journey through picturesque marshes, cranberry bogs, and dunes on our historic rail line. Whether you're savoring a 5-course gourmet dinner, enjoying a Sunday brunch with a live jazz band, or bringing the family on a narrated excursion, there's a ride for everyone. Departing from Hyannis and Buzzards Bay, visit capetrain.com to book your ride today.
At Lowell Park, it's a 0-0 game between the Gatemen and the Kettleers. Wareham has added a couple of faces for this stretch run, including a guy in Will Parker. Got a couple of at-bats last night out of West Point, and for more on him, we'll send it over to Rayna Maggelet.
Thanks, Cory. So the Gatemen second-year returner out of Army West Point, Will Parker, chatted with me before today's matchup in Cotuit. He mentioned how special it is to play in the Cape League since he grew up going to CCBL games, but he grew up a Brewster fan, which, funny enough, he had his 2025 Gatemen debut last night against Brewster. Parker said, me playing here is truly a dream come true for my dad and I. All of us in Wareham are very excited to see what the rest of the season holds for the newest outfielder. Now, Cory and Josh, I know this isn't football, but Army-Navy, known for their rivalry. What team are you guys taking? Are you guys Team Army, Team Navy? What are you guys?
Von Schlegel in the bottom of the fifth fouls that first pitch foul. So here's the thing.
Oh, here we go.
We're lucky
if
enough
you have to start it off like that.
We're lucky enough as Powell comes set. His 0-1 pitch to Von Schlegel misses outside on a sinker. We're lucky enough to be staying with a tremendous host family, the Chaplins, and Mike Chaplin attended Annapolis. So I feel like if I didn't say Navy, I might be in trouble when we get home tonight.
Now, at the same time,
1-1, squared up but fouled down the first baseline.
Now, at the same time, Corey, Will Parker stayed at the Chaplins last year, and maybe a little bit to the chagrin of Mike Chaplin, still let him go.
Powell's 1-2 to begin the last of the fifth. Von Schlegel stays alive as he pokes it out of play behind home plate. I do have a grandfather who was in the Navy, too, so I think I'm going to go with Navy here.
After going to a military high school, JROTC High School, I might have to go with West Point.
1-2, up and away on a fastball, 2-2. We were talking with both Will Parker, Mike Chaplin, kind of about that rivalry a little bit yesterday. 2-2 pitch from Powell. Mile high pop-up. McHugh giving it a look as it drifts out of play. And it makes the seats. No play for the Gatemen first baseman.
And while Mike did go to Annapolis, finished in the Coast Guard.
He's
so
a
I
Coast
think
Guard guy.
I think there's maybe an asterisk on that, just ever so slightly.
And obviously there was no real rivalry because getting to talk to Will Parker a little bit last night, Rayna got to speak to him today. Just such a great guy. And someone the Gatemen are hopeful can just add some fuel to the fire late in the summer. Getting set for the playoffs. Powell raises the glove. Another pitch on the way to Von Schlegel. Sinker backs in too much on the inside corner, full count.
I'll tell you what, though, how great was it when both of those teams were in the top 25 this past college football season? Made that rivalry very interesting for a while.
3-2 from Powell. High chopper foul over the Cotuit third base dugout, and they'll do it again. And Parker, a guy who, you know, just kind of came in last minute because he was doing his summer work as part of being a cadet at West Point. And he had the decision whether or not to head back to school, get ready for that, or come finish up his summer up on the Cape. 3-2 from Powell. Swing and a miss. Got a fastball by him on the outside corner. Powell wins the battle. Von Schlegel down swinging to begin the last of the fifth. But that's a big, busy summer to be doing all of that work for your school, West Point, over the summer, and then you got to finish it up by playing against some of the premier players collegiately up here on the Cape. But I know the Gatemen are glad to have him. It seems like Parker is glad to be back up here.
At the same time, though, kind of has to feel like recess in a little bit, right? Just getting to play the kids' game again.
Beaver's second at bat, pokes that first pitch foul out of play down the left field line. Yeah, some of the work you got to put in, whether you're at Annapolis, whether you're at West Point, whether you're at the Air Force Academy, either way, some of that summer work, this has definitely got to feel like a break. 0-1, hard hit on the ground, right at Braden Randall, steps in at second, fires across to McHugh in time. 2 up, 2 down here in the last of the fifth.
I'll give him my finest present arms, Corey. That's a salute in military terms.
And obviously some people have an interest in going to some of those military schools at different points in their life. Martinez steps up to the plate, but Parker had an interest in being a cadet at West Point ever since he was little and has gotten to live out that dream now. First pitch of the at-bat, up and in on Martinez, who struck out looking in the second. It's 1-0. And it's pretty good when you have a guy who's been a captain of a baseball team at West Point, a school that produces future military officers, to now be on this team. 1-0 pitch, flied into center. Yo started back, now jogs in. Running with the win, he comes in and makes the catch. Puts a glove on it to retire Martinez. Daniel Powell has been sharp since he entered the game out of the bullpen. 3 up, 3 down in the last of the fifth. We are still tied up at 0 through 5 innings. Who's going to break out the bats first? Find out next on Cape League TV. Josh Richardson has you the rest of the way.
Insurance has been servicing Wareham and the surrounding areas since 1980. Call Legacy Insurance for all your insurance needs at 508-295-1315. Legacy Insurance, your hometown agency.
Get ready for big results with our small machines. With more power, performance, comfort, and savings, they are ready for every job. And we're ready with plenty of inventory, the best support in the business, same-day parts availability, and locations across the Northeast. So you can always be ready to work. Milton Cat, always ready.
When it comes to protecting your home, car, or business, trust the team that's been covering our community for generations. For personalized coverage and service that you can count on, the choice is easy. It's Morse, of course. Visit morseins.com today. Wareham-based AD Makepeace Company, founded in 1854, is North America's largest cranberry grower and recognized leader in environmentally responsible real estate development and land stewardship. For 171 years, AD Makepeace Company has supported community events and organizations like your Wareham Gatemen. Visit admakepeace.com to learn more.
Cape Cod 5 is proud to be the official banking partner of the Cape Cod Baseball League. Cape Cod 5 offers a broad range of financial products and services tailored for every stage in your financial journey. Reach out to us. We're here to help.
For a good piece of glass, call Abby, located at 3 Tyler Ave in East Wareham. Call Abby Glass and Locks about getting a free quote for your windows, doors, locks, and other glass needs.
Here at the Mass State Lottery, we know there's no bigger win than the $1 billion we provide each year to support all 351 cities and towns in Massachusetts. Now that's how we all win. The Mass State Lottery. Welcome to the state of winning.
We enter the top of the 6th from Lowell Park, and we are still scoreless. A good old-fashioned pitcher's duel after Nick Wemberly goes 5 shutout innings, turns it over to Kitty Adetui, the lefty from Florida Atlantic, to try and continue to shut down this Gateman offense.
So from one Florida Atlantic arm to another, season debut for Adetui. Facing the top of the order, it's a tough task. 6'1" lefty.
First pitch to Braden Randall misses down and away, ball 1.
And the key for him is going to be facing part of the heart of this order with Turner, McHugh, and McDonald. Those righty bats, you have Randall and Cruson kind of in between, but some tough tasks with the lefty on righty matchup upcoming after this at bat.
1-0 pitch. Fastball finds the zone, a ball and a strike. And that's the thing, Corey. A lot of these prolific Gateman bats come from the right side. Then you have Braden Randall, Chase Cruson, two of the guys that have been getting hot as of late over the past few games as lefties, trying to get those men out. 1-1 pitch, breaking ball at the knees, strike 2.
Yeah, that's why Cruson's spot in the cleanup role is, I think, really important, because we've seen a little bit of his power, not in a game here necessarily, but he breaks up some of those righties and offers some variety, so it's not just a clump of power-hitting righties.
1-2 pitch, wave and a miss. He went around. Braden Randall broke the plane with his bat, 1 away. Adetui in college this past year at FAU, 21 appearances, no starts, 15 innings, 15 strikeouts, pitched to a tune of an 8.4 ERA. So somebody that struggled a little bit collegiately, now coming over to the summer and trying to capitalize for this Cotuit squad. First pitch to Colby Turner, hot grounder over to short. Farber to first in time, 2 away. Quick second out for the Gatemen.
Yeah, the 15 strikeouts, 15 innings, obviously noteworthy, but the fact that he got hit pretty hard, indication that the Gatemen might get some pitches to hit. At this point, you've had some base runners similar to last night. You just haven't been able to score any with multiple in scoring position. Just trying to break that offensive rut.
Now, with that said, Corey, obviously the 8-4 at FAU for his collegiate season. First pitch to Chris McHugh at the knees for a strike with the breaking ball. Pitched in Bethesda in the Cal Ripken Collegiate League earlier this summer. This is his first appearance in Cotuit in the Cape League. 29 innings, 32 strikeouts, 0.31 ERA. Breaking ball misses away, a ball and a strike.
So there was definitely an adjustment made between spring season and summer season. Now he's obviously facing a new wave of talent in terms of his opposition up across the Cape, but to be able to pitch to that low of an ERA definitely stands out.
1-1, wave and a miss. Fastball at 91, blown by McHugh.
And the Gatemen have kind of had mixed success against guys who they have not seen really at all this summer. And so that's the challenge right now. You're really not going to be able to have an advanced scouting report coming in against Cotuit.
Those 29 innings in 8 games, 5 starts. He was 5-0, Cory. So definitely a chance where Cotuit has a chance to go deep into this game. Ryan Smythe coming out of the dugout to talk to Chris McHugh. McHugh pointing over at his shoulder, his left shoulder. And here comes the trainer to talk about things with him. Mike Mobbs, the third base coach, walks in as well. McHugh imitating some swings. He might have tweaked something, we would imagine, on that last swing. That has to be what the thought is, because there was no delay in between pitches from Cotuit or McHugh before that last pitch.
No, he immediately asked home plate umpire Rick Force for time, and he then signaled to the Gateman dugout, and he's been trying to take some practice swings. It seems to be that left arm, either the shoulder, maybe the elbow, in a situation where the Gatemen really cannot afford to lose a bat like McHugh. So maybe something like you kind of said, slightly tweaked, maybe pulled something. But doesn't seem like he's in that much pain, but something enough to where it grabbed his attention.
And it looks like he's going to stay in. And obviously with that lead arm, not the arm that you can really afford to damage. 1-2, wave and a miss. Breaking ball in the dirt. McHugh campaigning that he tipped it with a foul ball. And it landed downstairs, but McHugh is not going to get that call. Home plate umpire Rick Force rules him out. 2 strikeouts in Kitty Cotuit's first inning pitched in the Cape League. And we head into the home half of the 6th, still scoreless from Lowell Park.
Insurance has been servicing Wareham and the surrounding areas since 1980. Call Legacy Insurance for all your insurance needs at 508-295-1315. Legacy Insurance, your hometown agency.
Get ready for big results with our small machines. With more power, performance, comfort, and savings, they are ready for every job. And we're ready with plenty of inventory, the best support in the business, same-day parts availability, and locations across the Northeast. So you can always be ready to work. Milton Cat, always ready.
When it comes to protecting your home, car, or business, trust the team that's been covering our community for generations. For personalized coverage and service that you can count on, the choice is easy. It's Morse, of course. Visit morseins.com today.
If you need to dig, lift, move, grade, clear, or cut, pump, weld, clean, light, and just about anything else, dial up the rental source for the newest and the most reliable equipment in New England. Staffed with equipment and construction experts. Milton Rents, your local source.
As the sponsor of tonight's game, PCT Federal Credit Union is proud to root for the home team. We're thrilled to offer great rates on auto loans, home equity lines of credit, and so much more. Visit us on Cranberry Highway in West Wareham.
Reed Custom Soils, a subsidiary of the AD Makepeace Company, is New England's most experienced precision soil blender. Reed is the leading provider of the lightweight planting soil for green roof installations, stabilized stone dust for nature paths and pedestrian walkways, bioretention rain garden soils, and specialized soils for athletic fields, including your newly renovated Spillane Field. To learn more, visit reedcustomsoils.com.
Shameless Plug Electric, hitting home runs on every job. Wareham's top choice for electrical work. Call Shameless Plug Electric.
Gatemen retired in order in the top of the 6th. Cotuit coming up to bat, still facing the righty Daniel Powell from Kennesaw State. He's entering his 4th inning of action, trying to keep this game scoreless here from Lowell Park, and a big one at that. 1 versus 4 in the West Division, a potential playoff preview for the first round. Wareham fighting for that #1 overall seed. Cotuit for its playoff lives. First pitch from Powell misses outside on Luke Lavin. It's a ball and no strikes.
Yeah, that's a good point, Josh. If the standings remain the same as they are right now today, 1-4.
Powell kicks and fires. The 1-0, wave and a miss. Blew it by him with a fastball.
And it's interesting to see all that could change because everyone, as we've really mentioned the last few weeks, is so clumped together. Cotuit's just 1 point behind Hyannis for third place.
1-1 pitch. Misses upstairs at the letters. A win for the Gatemen would clinch a top 3 seed. A win and a Hyannis loss would clinch a top 2 seed. Just 2 games left in the regular season after today. 2-1, hit into left field. Chase Crusen's right there. Moves 3 steps to his left, and he makes the catch.
We've mentioned it, and it's just the amount of wind here tonight at Lowell Park has just knocked down so many of these fly balls. So even that off the bat from Lavin, he squares it up, gets a good piece of it, but you really are going to have to groove one to get a hold of this, even just to send it over an outfielder into a gap. Everything is just getting knocked down. A lot of shallow bloop base hits and nothing really out of the range of the outfielders.
Wind is blowing in from left field, so anything hit in that general direction going to get knocked down by the wind. On a normal day where gusts aren't up to 25 miles an hour, that one probably finds the gap. Fastball misses upstairs on Camden Johnson, his third at-bat tonight. And it's going to be tricky, just 2 hits for each team. Now through over 5.5 innings. 1-0. In the air, center field. Hayden Yost to his right, he makes the catch. Nearing that alley, that's probably the furthest hit ball we've seen tonight, Corey. But the Gatemen still get out number 2.
I think the other thing is, too, I mean, sure, the carry's only affected so much by the temperature, but a couple days ago, it was up in the 90s. We've seen some of those baseballs fly. Upper 60s tonight, a cooler night. The baseball is just not going to have a lot of carry to it. So that plus the wind really, I think, has contributed in part to this pitcher's duel. But if you're a hitter, you have to make that adjustment because ground balls and line drives are going to do a lot better than pop-ups and flyouts.
Yeah, 69 feels like 65 with those high mile-an-hour winds. Fastball in the zone on Ryan Farber. Going to be tough to see any long balls, especially for at least a Gateman team that has thrived off of home runs. Look at it for the year. 0-1 pitch. Misses high. Gateman 34 home runs. That's best in the league by 10. Cotuit second fewest at 16. One, wave and a miss. Farber chased a breaking ball. It's 1-2.
Nasty pitch right there. And this game is going to be all about manufacturing runs. How much do you value when you get guys on base? Maybe you have to get a few bunts down. You have to advance them somehow, but fly balls aren't going to do it.
Butler fires, or Powell rather. Fouled off down that third baseline, out of play. Butler went 2 innings, 1 hit, no runs, 2 walks, 1 strikeout. Obviously in a situation where was pitching fairly clean, just around 30 pitches through 2 innings. Not a high pitch count, but with a chance that the Gatemen are going to need these final 2 games of the season to clinch that 1 seed, rather wait to use him in a longer capacity then. Fastball misses up and away on Farber, 2-2.
And this really has been best case scenario for the Gatemen with Powell out of the bullpen. The fact that he's come in and given you almost these 4 innings on the mound. That length, but again, the same time, the effectiveness. There have been a couple of base runners on, but Cotuit really has not hit him any better than they did Josh Butler.
Powell's allowed just 1 hit. Trying to complete his 4th inning. Seems like time was called by Farber. And now Rick Force, the home plate umpire, is having a conversation with Ryan Smythe, Gateman manager, about what's the official ruling.
Yeah, it seems they called a pitch clock violation on Powell, but it seemed like he had stepped off. And so now Ryan Smythe is ushering Drew Rogers out to the mound to talk things over. And so it seems like
it's back to 2-2 now.
Yeah, so the Gatemen will elect to take a mound visit to negate the automatic ball on the pitch clock violation.
And a smart call, and now here's Lauren Hibbs to talk about that with force. So from one side to the other, you're not going to appease both coaches at this moment in time.
And so Hibbs' contention probably is, well, if the automatic ball was already called on the violation,
how can you take it away?
Exactly.
But at the same time, if Powell stepped off and you call that, it's a gray line.
No one is going to be happy across the board. Someone's always going to be frustrated one way or another. That's the thing.
Hibbs doesn't look too displeased as it seems right now. It's a very calm conversation with force. There have certainly been other times this year that Hibbs, Smythe, name another manager / head coach across Cape Cod, has certainly shown agitation with one or two calls. Now Hibbs is a little bit more animated, trying to talk things over with force. Well, what'll be unbelievable is if Powell can get out of this 4 shutout innings. 2-2, wave and a miss, doesn't even matter. Daniel Powell with the K, and he's through 4 scoreless innings. We head into the 7th, still 0-0 from Lowell Park.
Finding a good personal injury attorney is very difficult. If you or a family member has been involved in an accident, hurt at work, suffered a slip and fall, or have been injured due to negligence of someone else, contact the lawyers at Reedy, Kiernan, and McNally, LLP today. They are experienced trial attorneys who practice in all of the courts in the Commonwealth. The firm has been recognized by Best Lawyers in America for outstanding legal representation. Contact Reedy, Kiernan, and McNally, LLP today. The firm is located at 267 Main Street in Wareham. Reedy, Kiernan, and McNally, LLP also has offices in New Bedford and Falmouth. Call 508-295-0286 or visit their website, www.rkm-law.com.
Back for the 7th inning. We're still scoreless at Lowell Park. Gatemen and Kettleers, a big matchup in the West Division. Kitty Atatui back on the mound. He struck out 2 in his first inning of action, not just tonight, but across all of Cape Cod in general.
He was effective. These FAU arms have really limited the damage for the Gatemen. It's just we talked about with the conditions at play, it favors the pitchers, no doubt, plus the fact you have 2 lineups that have come in kind of cold these recent games. If you're the Gatemen, it starts with base runners, but you really have to be really meticulous in how you advance them, really intentional. All about maybe it's a run or 2. It might hold up, but playing small ball.
Nick Wemberly began the game 5 innings, 2 hits, a walk, and 4 strikeouts. Now Atatui comes in to try and hold that tally. First pitch, wave and a miss. Breaking ball to Chase Cruson to lead off the 7th. Wind has died down at least for now, but really since we arrived on the scene, Cory, right around 3:30, it's been heavy winds coming out of left field towards home plate. 0-1 pitch. This is downstairs.
And it obviously isn't going to get any warmer with the sun obviously going to start to set relatively soon. So the conditions at no point tonight are going to favor the offense.
It's 6:10 here in the 7th inning. An hour and 40 minutes since first pitch. That's one of the things that Cotuit has to do towards the end of the season. 1-1 fouled off down the third baseline. Is move up the games. You're playing without lights. Lowell Park, one of only 3 across Cape Cod to do so. So in situations where you're going to lose light a little bit quicker than maybe you would at the middle of June, end of June, early July. Now on August 1st, got to move up that time. Make sure you get all 9 innings in. 1-2, fastball misses downstairs. Cruson works it back even, 2 balls and 2 strikes. He's 0 for 2 today. Cruson in the cleanup hole. He's only hit there a couple of times this year, but swinging a hot bat, .302 average entering play. Here's the 2-2. Breaking ball hit over into right field, down past second base for a hit. Sean Martinez couldn't get there, and a leadoff single for the Gatemen in the 7th.
This is where it starts, the leadoff base runners, and now it's all about how can you advance Cruzen. I know you would love a big inning if you're the Gatemen, but I think right now you have to play to the trends, and the trend is low scoring. Cotuit has struggled offensively, so you really need a productive out at the very least from McDonald.
Cruzen, 9 stolen bases. He's tied for second on the Gatemen squad. So certainly a danger to run, and a check over from Cotuit. That'll be the one thing for the Gatemen, though, Corey, is that trying to steal bags against left-handed pitchers has been a struggle over the last few games. Happened with Brewster a couple times last night, against Bourne as well. First pitch delivered in the zone on a breaking ball to Caden McDonald. It's 0-1.
And it becomes more challenging, as you said, with that lefty. Despite Cruzen's speed, you're going to go to either first move, second move. We'll see if he even is in motion, though.
Another check over, not in time.
And so part of the struggle when you have a relatively new pitcher in Cotuit is you haven't really seen his move yet at all. So you don't know in terms of what to read and when to go, what that looks like yet.
0-1, wave and a miss. Off speed, fooled McDonald. He's behind 0-2. Had a single in the second. It's his lone hit. One of only 3 now for the Gatemen tonight. Trying to move Cruzen into scoring position for Chris Ramirez. 0-2. Runner goes. Gets out of the glove of Natili, and that'll be a stolen base for Chase Cruzen, his 10th of the year. It would have been a tough throw from Natili, a breaking ball that missed low and away. For the backstop to scoop it and toss down to second. Either way, that go-ahead run on second. Cotuit's 1-2. Lined over to second. That's Sean Martinez. Tossed to first in time. Cruzen over to third. And that go-ahead run now just 90 feet away. Productive out for Caden McDonald.
Boy, has Martinez been busy over there at second today, but it starts with the stolen base. It looked like Cruzen was going first move, so the moment that Cotuit lifted that leg, he was running, got a really good jump. Cotuit really wasn't looking over at him. Infield will come in now, but I think this is a great spot for the Gatemen because you have a runner with Cruzen's speed and a great contact hitter up at the plate in Chris Ramirez.
Infield comes in for Cotuit, trying to prevent that run. First pitch to Ramirez, a breaking ball over the heart of the plate. Ramirez has been slumping as of late, batting average down to .356. So far tonight, he's 0 for 1 with a walk, but he started this season on fire. Batting average over 500, 7 games. 0-1 pitch. Checked his swing, did he go around? Appeal down to first base, he did not, says umpire Mike Rabideau. Count goes even, a ball and a strike.
And I think in part he's tailor-made for the situation. We talked about the conditions. He's not a fly ball hitter. Ground balls, line drives, and that's going to be even more important with these conditions right now.
Cruzen on third. 1-1 pitch. In the air, into left field and down. Go-ahead RBI single for Chris Ramirez. And the Gatemen take a 1-0 lead here in the 7th.
And that's the danger of the drawn-in infield, but if you're Cotuit, you had to do it. Top of the 7th, tie game. Trying to make a play at the plate. Ramirez squared that one up a decent amount, just kind of lifting it. Farber had a brief chance at it at shortstop, but definitely over his head on the leap. And what a huge base hit by Chris Ramirez. Just been such a spark plug for this team down the stretch.
Cotuit goes home, fouled off from Hayden Yost into the backstop. It's 0-1. You mentioned that Ramirez is a ground ball hitter, so you bring the infield in. Theoretically, more likely than not that something get hit to one of the infielders to then go home and try and get Cruzen out. Ramirez just lifted it enough off the top of his bat and into left field. Check over on him, not in time. Lazy throw from Cotuit. And Yost behind 0-1. He's 0 for 2, fly out, ground out. And how crucial is that run to give your pitching staff a little bit of support? Daniel Powell worked 4 one-hit innings. 0-1 pitch. Breaking ball just misses away. And now to give them that wiggle room and try and get these final 9 outs. So crucial down the stretch of a close game. One. Tapper foul over to the Gatemen dugout. A ball and 2 strikes for Hayden Yost.
So crucial because lately the Gatemen have just kind of put their pitchers in impossible situations because they haven't given them any run support. It is just 1 run, but the nature of the conditions, the game coming in, it sort of makes sense. But the way those conditions have affected the hitting tonight, that 1 run sort of feels like more than it actually is.
Rubber match of the season between the Gatemen and the Kettleers. Split the first 4 matchups 2-2. The 1-2 is tapped foul again. Yost staying alive just by the skin of his teeth.
And so we saw Cruzan swipe second with 2 strikes. Haven't seen that same aggressiveness from Ramirez. He's kind of maneuvering back with that move on the mound from Cotuit.
He's got a short lead, and a check over to first is not in time. Landon Beaver hasn't even applied a tag yet. Ramirez is getting back plenty to spare. Another check over, not in time again. Ramirez is reading him well. Maybe just some mind games with Hayden Yost at the plate, but with a dangerous Ramirez, who's 4th on the team in steals in half the games. Certainly somebody that could move into scoring position. There he goes. 1-2, misses away. Throw down from Natilli is not in time. It gets away from the shortstop Farber when he tried to apply the tag.
And so this is the thing as a base runner with a lefty on the mound. The more you see his pickoff move, the more it gives you the ability to time it up. Because when you aren't able to go first move, it's kind of that jab step back, and it eliminates any forward momentum you might have. Ramirez did a great job, didn't need a huge lead. Timed it up perfectly.
At stolen base number 6 for Ramirez on the season. 2-2, wave and a miss. Tough out for Hayden Yost, but that runner still in scoring position, and a crucial one at that to try and give the Gatemen some more insurance here in the 7th.
Yeah, taking care of a really important bat in Yost, who's been hot lately, and this is the part where Cotuit, in terms of that platoon advantage, in a decent spot before he gets to another righty in Rogers.
This is Jack Cale's 16th at-bat of the summer. Lines one into left center. Ramirez rounds third. He'll score without a throw. And a clutch single from Jack Cale. First RBI in a Gateman uniform gives Wareham a 2-0 lead.
How about that? You look at who has come through with RBIs this inning. Chris Ramirez, Jack Cale, 2 contact first hitters who the conditions especially favor tonight. Squaring up a ball, not getting underneath of it. The ball is not carrying with the temperature and the wind. And Ramirez and Cale doing exactly what the Gatemen needed. What a huge hit for Cale to add on some insurance now.
Lefty on lefty from Cale against a guy that earlier this summer in the Cal Ripken League, 0.39 ERA. Breaking ball finds the zone against Drew Rogers. Obviously, not the same level of competition as the Cape League, but when you have that type of success throughout the course of a summer in 29 innings, that means something for his first appearance in Cotuit. Pitch clock violation on Cotuit. It'll be a ball and a strike to Drew Rogers. Had a single back in the 3rd, grounded out in the 5th.
And it was really effective initially when he came in, got to 2 outs, but the Gatemen seeing more and more of his repertoire, scoring up a couple pitches.
Pitch misses downstairs. Good block from Natilli. Cale stays at first.
And now you're in a tough spot on the mound. You have the lefty Randall on deck, obviously first with 2 outs. We'll see what Rogers can do, but pitching into another righty, decent speed on first. Cotuit's got to bear down.
Runner goes, check down, throw from Cale, or throw on Cale is not in time. And a stolen base from Cale moves him into scoring position. That throw just a little bit too high from Natilli. If he kept it low for Farber to try and apply the tag, would have been a closer play.
Yeah, and second move looked like steal there, but when Atatui isn't holding the runner on as much. It seems like he's coming right home. And so Kale couldn't get as good of a jump, but made up for it with the speed.
2-1 finds the zone, and the count even, 2 balls and 2 strikes.
And we've just seen the confidence by the Gatemen base runners, Mike Mobbs, third base coach, Rocker DePietro at first base. The more they've been able to read Atatui, that is, and see that pickoff move more and more, the more comfortable they've gotten.
Runner on second for the Gatemen. 2-0 lead. Pitch home, swing and a miss. Atatui gets out of it, but not before the Gatemen plate the first 2 runs of the contest. And Wareham holds a slim lead heading into the home half of the 7th on Cape League TV.
Law. Live, life, law. Covering all residential and commercial real estate matters. You live life to the fullest and let us sync law. That's synklaw.com. Sync with an I, not a Y. Be selfish. We represent only you.
Sports Turf Specialties has set the standard for high-quality natural grass athletic field construction. As a full-service athletic field construction company, we specialize in design, build, and renovation of native soil, modified soil, and sand-based athletic fields. Our team will provide you with superior quality, expert guidance, and continuing support long after the completion of our project. We are proud to have built the infield for the Wareham Gatemen field. Go Gatemen.
If you can dream it, if you can cruise in it, if you can summer in it, fish from it, or take it for a day at the beach, we can protect it. The Baldwin Group, protecting the possible.
Huge situational hitting from the Gatemen gives Wareham a 2-0 lead heading into the home half of the 7th. Daniel Powell's night is done. 4 innings of 1-hit baseball out of the bullpen. He struck out 3 batters. And it's why him and Josh Butler have combined to pitch one of the most complete outings of the Gatemen season so far. In comes Tony Pluta, the righty from Arizona, to try and keep Cotuit off the board.
I posed the question the other night against Bourne. How do you get to Tony Pluta if you're the Gatemen? That's the big question out of the back end of the bullpen. Well, here he is right now. I'd be surprised if I said I was expecting him in the 7th. But a guy who has not pitched in several days. He's appeared in just 2 games this summer for the Gatemen. So his arm is fresh. Maybe can give you a couple innings on the mound. This is a close game, though, and you're in the business of getting outs right now. And no one really better to have than the reliever of the year. He's been so effective this summer. 2 innings pitched, no runs, just 1 walk, 2 strikeouts. And a big spot for him here.
He'll have a tall task against Caden Bogenpole, Jack Natilli, and Nolan Stevens. 3-4-5 in a Kettleer order that came into today, ranked 2nd in batting average across the league and 3rd in OPS. So a team that certainly knows how to hit the ball, but as of late, struggling to do so. No runs yesterday in the loss to Orleans. Now through 6 innings, scoreless tonight. First pitch to the lefty Bogenpole. Pluta kicks and deals. It's a fastball that misses upstairs at 92. You mentioned it, Cory. Pluta hasn't pitched in his fair share of days. Been now over a week. (1-0) misses away.
And we've only seen him for an inning both of his appearances this summer. His first appearance was on the 22nd, locked down that win over Chatham at the Anglers. Then last pitch last Saturday, locked down the win against Falmouth.
2-0. This is outside again. Pluta going with the fastball for his first 3, but he hasn't located yet. Bogenpole is single in the 4th, one of only 2 Cotuit hits so far tonight. The 3-0. This is way upstairs and away. And a 4-pitch walk leads off the 7th for Tony Pluta.
So that's an uncharacteristic at bat if you're Pluta. And obviously, not the sharpest start to his outing, but a situation where he hasn't pitched since Saturday. It's a cooler night, so it obviously might take him a batter or 2 to readjust, get back to where he has been so far this summer after a really stellar college season.
That prompts a mound visit with Drew Rogers and Chris Ramirez just to try and talk Pluta down. Keep him calm. Here's Jack Natilli. This is going to be the big out here in the inning, Corey. Natilli, multiple grand slams. He's got 3 of them so far this summer. Obviously not a bases loaded situation, but somebody that can be dangerous to leave the yard on any given at bat. He walked in the second, struck out swinging in the fourth. His first pitch of the 7th, he takes in the zone for a strike with an off speed.
And that's big for Pluta to get back in the strike zone. Obviously, it was really just that fastball command, the first at bat to Bogenpol. Really trying to establish the fastball early, but couldn't locate it there. And there, as you said, starts with the breaking ball to get ahead.
Pluta fires the 0-1. Fastball that misses inside. A ball and a strike on Natilli. One of those grand slams, Corey, came against Wareham. At that point, game was nearly out of reach. It was 13-3 in the 7th inning. Hudson Rowan, the lefty from Florida State, on the mound, now Louisiana Tech, just trying to close out the mercy rule. He was 1 out away. Natilli hit a high fly ball over the fence. Fastball finds the inside corner, a ball and 2 strikes. And that game had to continue, and it made it 13-7 for a short period of time. Gatemen tacked on 3 more in the home half. Ended up taking it 16-9 over the Kettleers. 1-2, fly ball, shallow infield. Braden Randall moves over as second baseman. He catches it into right. 1 away.
Breaking ball that maybe hung up there a little bit, but Natilli not putting a great swing on it, dropping that back shoulder, getting underneath of it. And even right there, that ball looked like for sure was headed to right field, but it really, as you said, didn't kind of leave the infield. And a big first out for Pluta to just kind of ease into this game. He takes care of a key bat, as you said, Natilli with his grand slam. So kind of a power bat gone right there and a big first out for Pluta.
Reached the grass by maybe a step, but as has happened so often tonight, first pitch breaking ball on the outer corner for Pluta. Anything that gets hit in the air, it's going to die. Just a couple fly balls that have even reached close to the warning track. Nothing has moved any outfielders back. 5 Gatemen hits tonight, just about all of them line drives through the infield. The 0-1 lined over into left field, dropping foul. Nolan Stevens gave that a ride, Corey.
Certainly did. And it was interesting because Pluta on the mound, 2 shakes off of Rogers before he delivered that pitch. So I think Rogers one of the breaking balls, Pluta one of the fastball, but he gets a strike nonetheless. 0-2.
Bogenpol remains on first. Short lead for him. The 0-2. Fastball just misses below the knees. And if Stevens stays back on that a little bit more, probably drive it into left field. Just missed it. Pluta kicks and fires. Breaking ball. Stevens doesn't offer. 2-2. It's a good pitch after so many fastballs to try and work something out of the zone like that. Pluta just didn't get a wave and a miss. Two. Skips in the dirt ahead of Rogers. Makes a nice catch with his glove. The count goes full.
This is a big pitch upcoming, isn't it? Stevens would represent the tying run. Does anyways, but would put him on base if you lose him here. I think if you're Pluta, you can go with a variety of pitches here, but the location's going to be the most important thing.
3-2. Just chopped foul. Stevens stays alive. Taps it down that first baseline. Zonvlan Schlegel stands on deck. He had a single in the second, struck out swinging in the 5th. But somebody that entered today leading this Kettleers squad in OPS, 370 batting average on the summer. He would represent the go-ahead run if Stevens would reach. Payoff, misses downstairs. Both base runners reaching on walks for Tony Pluta. And things getting a little bit more interesting here in the home half of the 7th.
And a tough spot for Tony Pluta. Now the margin for error really decreases But at the very least, you get back to a platoon advantage with Von Schlegel, the righty.
Fastball misses high for Von Schlegel. And a ground ball for Pluta could get him out of the inning. Somebody that pitched so well this past season at Arizona, won reliever of the year. And now with that pitch that missed high, Eric Luxus, the pitching coach for the Gatemen, coming out to talk to Tony Pluta and make sure he's settled down on the mound.
And this, a lot of it, I think, is going to be a talk about mechanics, because Pluta uncharacteristically has been missing the plate. And so Eric Lux is hoping he can just kind of settle down. Obviously has the one out. But a situation where you need him to refine the plate. Just make an adjustment mechanically, because right now the fact that he hasn't been able to establish the zone and establish his fastball has gotten him behind in a lot of counts. And he's just such a great pitcher. It's just all about finding the strike zone right now with your fastball, working the off-speed off of that.
1-0 to Von Schlegel, misses inside. Cotuit, being patient, has drawn as many walks here in the 7th as the Kettleers have hits. Trying to make life difficult for Tony Pluta and the Gatemen. 2-0 Wareham lead in the 7th. One away. Pitch, line back up the middle and through. Bogenpole halts at third. Laser throw from center field from Hayden Yost. No one comes in for Cotuit. But the Kettleers threatening, bases loaded with one away.
And so this is the problem with getting behind. At a certain point, you're going to be forced to make a pitch just to get a strike across the plate in a fastball count. That's what Von Schlegel's sitting on. Nice job to go right back up the middle. You're the Gatemen, at the very least, you prevent any runs from scoring, a force at any base now, but now there really is no margin for error. Beaver only has 2 at-bats coming in this game as a whole this summer. We'll see what Pluta can do. You got to try and get ahead.
Yeah, if there was any time to make a first impression for the Kettleers for Landon Beaver, it's right now. First pitch, fastball at the knees, strike 1. Beaver walked in the 2nd, grounded out in the 5th. It's his first game in a Kettleer uniform. Kitty added Tui, put the Gatemen in front. Pitcher for Cotuit. Gave up the 2 runs in the top of the 7th. 0-1 breaking ball, finds the zone, strike 2.
How about those 2 pitches right there? Fastball dotted the outside corner, then kind of that 12-6 curveball in the inside corner. You can go any way right here. Wasn't that bad so far by Pluta.
What a spot to respond. Pluta ahead, 0-2. Bases loaded, 1 away. Gatemen up 2-0. Here's the pitch. Lined into right field, but just foul. Mike Rabideau along the line. Just to the right side of that foul pole. Huge break for Wareham. That was hit hard.
It sure was. Pluta just kind of punching his glove. He knew he left a pitch over the heart of the plate. Lucky to get it back. But now take advantage of that. It's still 0-2. Note that Beaver was way out in front of that pitch.
Pluta kicks and fires. Breaking ball misses away.
And so, listen, there obviously is no margin for error. You can't, in this spot, throw one by Rogers. That's not going to be ideal, but I think you note the fact that Drew Rogers is a tremendous blocker of anything in the dirt, so it gives you a little extra wiggle room in terms of your location.
Long way to the backstop from home plate here at Lowell Park. Something to keep in mind. 0-2, just high. Beavers worked it back even. Now pressure shifts back to Pluta, needing to throw a strike.
2 straight breaking balls. One missed outside, one missed high. We'll see what he gets in terms of the grip on this pitch after 2 straight off speed.
Tying run at second base, go ahead on first. 2-2 pitch, misses downstairs. Pluta having trouble locating, and a payoff coming up. Nowhere to put Landon Beaver.
It really is a tough spot because in all likelihood, Beaver has earned himself possibly a fastball coming.
Cotuit crowd getting loud. 1 away here in the 7th for the Gatemen. Here's the payoff pitch. Just tapped foul off the end of the bat. What's big for the Gatemen, if anything, were to be put in play. Foster Apple, defensive replacement in left field. Chase Cruson in right. Colby Turner moves from right field to first base. Chris McHugh exits after the discomfort. So Apple, Cruson, usual outfielders. Haven't seen Colby Turner at first base yet this year. Infield at normal depth, hoping for a double play. Pluta's payoff. Swing and just got a foul tip. Beaver is staying alive by the skin of his teeth.
This is how you battle. Some off speed by Pluta, located perfectly on that outside corner. You really want to sit fastball and just turn and pull dead red, but Pluta's not giving in. We'll see what he offers with here. Again, as we've talked about, no margin for error at this point.
Pluta was ahead 0-2. Beaver worked it back full. Ninth pitch of the at-bat, just fouled off again. That one off of Bieber's foot. Now he steps out to recollect himself. The pressure is building. You can feel the tension here at Lowell Park. Two West Division foes. One knocked the other out of the playoffs a year ago. Different teams this year, but a potential rematch in just a few days. 3-2, misses downstairs. Beaver is pumped up, and he showcased that to his dugout, and Pluta walks in a run. It's a 2-1 Wareham lead here in the 7th.
That's just a tremendous at-bat, and obviously Pluta missing low with the ball, but the fact that Beaver was able to foul off those 3 straight pitches prior set him up really well in that spot, because Pluta really been trying to locate well, but when some really great pitches by a pitcher are fouled off, sooner or later you might miss the zone.
Tying run is 90 feet away. Go ahead on second base. Stevens and Von Schlegel respectively. Pop-up foul ball out of play over the Gatemen dugout. That one sent by Sean Martinez, the second baseman, struck out looking to end the second and flew out to center in the 5th. With one away, anything hit into the outfield should be able to score a run and bring this game back to tied. 0-1 pitch, misses away. Martinez entered today 0 for 5 with a walk and 2 strikeouts. He's now 0 for 7 on the season with 3 Ks. And a big spot for the second baseman to come up clutch for Cotuit. Try and get his first base knock of the year. Put the Kettleers ahead. 1-1, wave and a miss. Pluta ahead in the count one more time.
Yeah, you said it, and here we go again. Again, you really credit Beaver, the fact that he went down 0-2, was able to battle back. But now if you're Pluta, you got to make a good pitch. Stay in the zone, getting out.
Pluta kicks and fires. Back up the middle, caught, stepping on second base, he got him! Braden Randall with this play of the season defensively. Randall saves multiple runs, a line drive back to him at second, stepped on the bag for 2. And what a clutch 4 unassisted double play to keep the Gatemen in front. We enter the 8th with Wareham up 2-1 on Cape League TV.
Turf Specialties has set the standard for high-quality natural grass athletic field construction. As a full-service athletic field construction company, we specialize in design, build, and renovation of native soil, modified soil, and sand-based athletic fields. Our team will provide you with superior quality, expert guidance, and continuing support long after the completion of our project. We are proud to have built the infield for the Wareham Gatemen field. Go Gatemen!
There hasn't been a ton of training when it comes to bat speed or products for players to be able to train bat speed. You can improve your bat speed and reach your goals working 10 to 15 minutes a day on this a couple of times a week. That's a no-brainer for every player. You can make any bat feel lighter by adding a velo puck knob. Instead of having to go get a whole entirely new bat, you can simply add the puck to it, Players can use this with any bat. It's basically going to shift the weight of the bat a little bit more towards the hands. Players are able to hit the ball a lot harder just by simply adding the puck on.
Kettleers get one back in the home half of the 7th, but Wareham still in front 2-1 thanks to Braden Randall. The leadoff man for the Gatemen steps up to bat to lead off the inning, and he ended the 7th with probably one of the best and most clutch plays from an infielder that the Gatemen have had all season.
That's exactly right, and off the bat, it looked like that was headed for center. Maybe would give Cotuit the lead. Luckily, Randall was sort of positioned perfectly, and the awareness to not get those wide eyes and trying to make a huge play, but the awareness to make the catch and step on second.
First pitch lefty on lefty, waved at and fouled off from Randall into the backstop. It's 0-1. Sean Martinez, line drive back up the middle. Randall at second position perfectly, made the catch, stepped on second to get Von Schlegel tagged out. What a huge play for Wareham. It would have given Cotuit the lead if it reached center field.
Yeah, fire me up, Braden Randall. I mean, listen, Cotuit got a huge run back, but the fact that, especially given that ball was squared up and looked like headed for center, the Gatemen seems like even come away from that inning with momentum still.
Adatui's fastball missed. It's 1-1. Back in the windup, his pitch gets Randall right on the hand. And Randall will take first with a hit by pitch.
And now a situation, painful way to do it, but maybe get that run back. We'll see what the Gatemen are able to do. It is worth noting that up third, Chris McHugh is taken out of the game. We talked about how he maybe tweaked that shoulder, that left arm when he was last at the plate. Foster Apple replaces him, and a few defensive changes for the Gatemen, but you just hope that isn't a long-term thing for Chris McHugh, because boy, do they need him.
Well, pitching change coming in for Cotuit. Kitty Adetui out of tonight's contest. He's responsible for Randall on first. While the new arm comes in for the Kettleers, we'll take a break here on Cape League TV. Gatemen up 2-1, trying to threaten for more.
Wareham-based AD Makepeace Company, founded in 1854, is North America's largest cranberry grower and recognized leader in environmentally responsible real estate development and land stewardship. For 171 years, AD Makepeace Company has supported community events and organizations like your Wareham Gatemen. Visit admakepeace.com to learn more.
Cape Cod 5 is proud to be the official banking partner of the Cape Cod Baseball League. Cape Cod 5 offers a broad range of financial products and services tailored for every stage in your financial journey. Reach out to us. We're here to help.
For a good piece of glass, call Abby, located at 3 Tyler Ave in East Wareham. Call Abby Glass and Locks about getting a free quote for your windows, doors, locks, and other glass needs.
Here at the Mass State Lottery, we know there's no bigger win than the $1 billion we provide each year to support all 351 cities and towns in Massachusetts. Now that's how we all win. The Mass State Lottery. Welcome to the state of winning. Here at the Mass State Lottery, we're known for our monster wins. But there's no bigger win than the $1 billion we provide each year to support all 351 cities and towns in Massachusetts. In our game, we know that supporting local businesses and helping communities is how we all win. Because at the lottery, we're all playing for the home team. The Mass State Lottery. Welcome to the state of winning.
A+ repairs smartphones, tablets, game consoles, and computers. Get it done right the first time.
Cape Cod Central Railroad is proud to sponsor the Wareham Gatemen for the second year in a row. Experience the scenic beauty of Cape Cod like never before. Journey through picturesque marshes, cranberry bogs, and dunes on our historic rail line. Whether you're savoring a 5-course gourmet dinner, enjoying a Sunday brunch with a live jazz band, or bringing the family on a narrated excursion, there's a ride for everyone. Departing from Hyannis and Buzzards Bay, visit capetrain.com to book your ride today.
Braden Randall hit by a pitch to lead off the 8th. That forced Cotuit to make a pitching change. Kitty Adetui out, John Mitchell in. Trying to hold the deficit to just 1 for the Kettleers. Wareham on top 2-1, threatening for more here in the 8th.
if you're the Gatemen, you feel like you have a bit of an advantage because the fact that a righty comes in to now face these righties, Cotuit was really in the game to take care of the leadoff man, Braden Randall, the lefty for the Gatemen. He couldn't do that, hit him by a pitch. So if you're the Gatemen, you feel like you have the advantage right now. See what Mitchell has to offer. A lot of new faces for this Cotuit pitching staff, and it's a tough bind to get them into the game. When it's a one-run deficit late in the game, it's a lot to ask. We'll see who can win these battles.
Colby Turner steps up to bat. His 4th time up at the plate tonight. He's 0 for 3 with 2 strikeouts. A warning on Colby Turner. Needed to make eye contact with Mitchell on the mound. Now Mitchell ready to fire. First pitch. Breaking ball misses downstairs. 1-0. Randall on first. He leads this Gateman team in stolen bases. He has 12 this summer. 2 more than second. That's Chase Cruson. Runner goes. Throw down from Natilli to second base is a little bit wide. Make that swipe bag number 13 for Randall this summer, and the Gatemen have that run in scoring position, a chance to get that insurance right back.
And what a treat it is to not have a lefty on the mound anymore, because then as a base runner, you can just go as soon as a righty on the mound lifts that front leg. And now if you're Turner, it's just all about that productive out. How can you advance Randall to third with 1 away?
1-1, wave and a miss, or foul off rather. It's 1-2. Standing on deck behind Colby Turner is Foster Apple. He comes in to replace Chris McHugh. Gateman had to shift around defensively to make that happen. McHugh a first baseman, Turner an outfielder. Chase Cruson shifted from left field to right field. Colby Turner moved from right to first base, and Foster inputted in left. Chris McHugh exited with some discomfort in his lead swinging arm, his left. 1-2, misses downstairs. Turner's worked it back to even. 2 balls, 2 strikes.
A ball to the right side would certainly do the trick, especially with potentially the second baseman Martinez holding Randall on at second, so he has to maneuver, see what Turner can go the other way.
2-2, grounder over to short. Ryan Farber has 1 play. Throw across the diamond to first is in time. Randall over to third. And the third Wareham run just 90 feet away. Foster Apple, a huge opportunity to try and get Wareham some more insurance.
You know, typically a ground ball to shortstop's not going to do the job, but a situation where, given where that ball was hit, if you get the shortstop to have to maneuver around like Farber had to, that's how you can advance. Randall got a great jump on that, and there's that productive out.
Infield comes in for Cotuit. Second time tonight the Kettleers have done that. First pitch to Foster Apple is a fastball at 91. It clips the outside corner. Cotuit brought the infield in with Chris Ramirez up to bat and Chase Cruson on third with just 1 out. Ramirez ripped a line drive into left center over the head of Farber, and it plated the Gatemen's first run. 0-1, Foster squares up a bunt, pulls it back. Pitch misses away, a ball and a strike.
I mean, what an opportunity, your first at bat of the game. But Foster Apple, much like Chris Ramirez and Jack Cale, came through in a big way in the 7th. He's a contact-first guy. Line drive, ground ball works to his favor here.
He had 2 hits last night in the loss to Brewster. 1-1 pitch. Chopper over to third. Just foul.
Obviously, they'll do it again, but that hit kind of an indication in terms of what Braden Randall's going to be running on. That would have been a tough play down the line for Johnson, but Randall was off with the crack of the bat. So if the ball is hit on the ground in the infield, we'll see if that trend continues, if Randall is going on contact.
You have to imagine with the speed of Randall, hoping that he could beat out anything to the infield that isn't hit sharply. 1-2 count for Apple. Infield in for the Kettleers. 2-1 Wareham lead. Runner on third with 1 away. Pitch, fastball, outer corner, strike 3. Apple goes down looking in a crucial, unproductive out for Cotuit. That's not the type of out you want if you're the Gatemen in this situation.
Not at all. And listen, Apple's been thrust into a big spot here off the bench, but still you're trying to protect anything close you got to be swinging at. Just trying to, at the very least, put it in play and give Randall a chance to score. Going down looking's not going to give him that opportunity.
Chase Crusen's single led off the 7th. He came around to score. Up in the 8th, takes a fastball downstairs. Crusen swinging a red-hot bat as of late. Entered today with an average up to .302. 1 for 3 day. Brings it up a single point. 1-0 from Mitchell. Fastball misses outside.
Even with 2 outs, this spot is dangerous for Crusen. He got the whole rally started in the 7th with the leadoff base hit. Heading the count 2-0, he's in a good spot.
Fastball misses in. Crusen ahead 3 balls, no strikes. From the 26th to the 30th, over a 4-game stretch for Crusen, had 7 total hits, a double and 2 RBIs. Consistent hitter in the Gatemen order, average raised from right around 260, 270 up into the 300s. 3-0 takes it all the way. Fastball finds the inner corner. Randall remains on third, infield back at regular depth for the Kettleers, knowing that 1 out gets them out of the 8th inning. Gatemen scored 2 in the top of the 7th. Cotuit responded with 1 in the home half. 3-1, misses downstairs. Randall heading for home, and he's going to get tagged out easily. Misread from Braden Randall. Thought that ball dipped too far beyond Jack Natilli to the backstop. Natilli made the play, and the side retired. Tough break for the Gatemen, but Wareham still up 2-1, heading into the home half of the 8th on Cape League TV.
Insurance has been servicing Wareham and the surrounding areas since 1980. Call Legacy Insurance for all your insurance needs at 508-295-1315. Legacy Insurance, your hometown agency.
Get ready for big results with our small machines. With more power, performance, comfort, and savings. They're ready for every job. And we're ready with plenty of inventory, the best support in the business, same-day parts availability, and locations across the Northeast. So you can always be ready to work. Milton Cat, always ready.
When it comes to protecting your home, car, or business, trust the team that's been covering our community for generations. For personalized coverage and service that you can count on, the choice is easy. It's Morse, of course. Visit morseins.com today.
If you need to dig, lift, move, grade, clear, or cut, pump, weld, clean, light, and just about anything else, dial up the rental source for the newest and the most reliable equipment in New England. Staffed with equipment and construction experts. Milton Rents, your local source.
Gatemen up a run in the home half of the 8th, trying to hold on to this narrow lead against the Kettleers. 2-1 Wareham advantage. Tony Pluta exits 32-pitch inning for the righty from Arizona. Gave up that solo run. And now Josh McDevitt, the righty from Missouri, trying to hold Cotuit to just the 1 on the board.
Well, Cotuit has utilized some new arms here tonight. Pretty effective, including in that 8th inning. We'll see what Josh McDevitt has to offer. A guy who's coming in pretty fresh, didn't have a long way to go, coming from the NECBL in South Kingston, Rhode Island, having pitched with the Ocean State Wave this summer. 4.15 ERA, 34 strikeouts, 12 walks in 26 innings pitched. So a pretty strong arm, pretty strong summer for the righty arm. In a really big spot for the Gatemen right now. Would have loved to get that insurance run back, but ball not traveling a whole lot tonight. It'll be big to take care of Lavin the bottom of the order to start things off.
9-1-2 for the Kettleers in the 8th. Lavin, Johnson, and Farber. It'll be 3 lefties for McDevitt. His first pitch is a fastball dropped by Rogers, but in the zone anyway at 92. Farber, the switch hitter, he'll hit from the left side. So a platoon matchup for all 3 Kettleers coming up to bat here in the 8th, down by just a run. 0-1, fouled away down that third baseline. Now Lavin behind 0-2. He's 0 for 2 tonight, strikeout swinging in the 3rd, flew out in the 6th. Those were both to lead-off innings at the Gatemen retired the Kettleers in order. So if a putout here is any indication of a clean inning, McDevitt just a pitch away. The 0-2 in the air to left field. Apple's back, settles, and he makes the catch, 1 away. First time Foster Apple has been tested since he came in as a defensive replacement, and he's 1 for 1.
Nice job. A situation where most of the balls hit are probably going to be in front of you, just based off of the trends tonight. So you're probably going to be coming in as opposed to going out. And if you're McDevitt, listen, you still got to make good pitches, but don't be afraid of letting your defense go to work behind you. Gatemen have been really solid defensively, especially since the ball is not carrying. Putting the ball in play, not the worst thing in the world.
Camden Johnson 0 for 2 with a walk. First pitch, fastball down the middle, strike 1. Johnson entered play today hitting .286. OPS right around 700. A consistent leadoff hitter for the Kettleers. Has some speed but provides a fair amount of good contact as well. The 0-1. Swing and a miss. Waved on an off speed. Nice changeup from McDevitt. 0-2 for the 2nd straight batter.
Yeah, this is how you introduce yourself to a new team, is just get ahead early on, and that fastball changeup combo right there looks like bread and butter for McDevitt.
.2 fouled off. 3rd baseline out of play.
This is a situation where Ryan Smythe has talked about seeing what guys can give them in terms of they need to know how they're able to use some of these arms in the playoffs. And so this is a big spot for McDevitt. I think you'd love to see him in a game, maybe in a kind of lower leverage spot, but here you go. You're getting a sense of how he does with the pressure on him in a run-run game.
Not a whole lot of a choice that Wareham has given him tonight. The 0-2 pitch, fouled away. Johnson stays alive. A big opportunity for McDevitt. Ahead in the count, 0-2, 1 away. Wareham up 2-1 over the Kettleers. Rubber match of the season. 2 teams have split the 4 prior, 2-2. McDevitt fires his 0-2, line back up the middle and through into center field. Johnson read the breaking ball well, and a 1-out single for the leadoff man.
It kind of was a hanging breaking ball, and so the past 2 innings, first with Pluta, now with McDevitt. Obviously, it's just 1 hit against McDevitt, but I think the Gatemen pitchers to end this game need to do a better job of pitching with 2 strikes. Listen, it's execution, obviously, but you're getting ahead. You don't want to start to nibble, but I think you can be a little bit more intentional about your location. You don't have to throw something, just get it in the zone. That curveball caught well too much of the plate.
And he certainly has that swing and miss type stuff. Showcased it there on that 2nd pitch to Johnson. He's gotten ahead of the first 2 at-bats, 0-2, both times. Yet to throw a ball so far. Ryan Farber up to bat, represents the go-ahead run. Short lead for Johnson at first. McDevitt kicks and fires. Fastball finds the zone at 91. Johnson has 16 stolen bases for the Kettleers, leads the team by 5. Check over to first, not in time. Lazy throw. Turner catches, no tag applied.
And that's a tough spot to be in as a defense when you got a pitcher on the mound who, especially if you're Rogers, have not really seen in terms of his speed to the plate, so it's harder to time up a potential throw. Even tougher when that run represents the tying run.
Still a short lead for Johnson. Stays put, 0-1 pitch. Fastball down the middle. And he's ahead 0-2 one more time.
Yep, here we go again, 0-2. And now how can you make a pitcher's pitch as a pitcher? Again, you don't want to nibble, but at the same time, I don't think you can afford to leave something in the zone. You continue to climb the ladder with the fastball or work a breaking ball off of that down and out of the zone.
0-2, runner goes, wave and a miss. Throw down to second is in time. Johnson stumbled on his way to second. Strike him out, throw him out, double play, and the Gatemen escape the 8th. We head to the 9th with Wareham in front 2-1, trying to tack on an insurance run here at Lowell Park.
Finding a good personal injury attorney is very difficult. If you or a family member has been involved in an accident, hurt at work, suffered a slip and fall, or have been injured due to negligence of someone else, contact the lawyers at Reedy, Kiernan, and McNally, LLP today. They are experienced trial attorneys who practice in all of the courts in the Commonwealth. The firm has been recognized by Best Lawyers in America for outstanding legal representation. Contact Reedy, Kiernan, and McNally, LLP today. The firm is located at 267 Main Street in Wareham. Reedy, Kiernan, and McNally, LLP also has offices in New Bedford and Falmouth. Call 508-295-0286 or visit their website, www.rkm-law.com.
Clutch pitching, clutch defense between Josh McDevitt and Drew Rogers, pitcher-catcher for the Gatemen. Strike him out, throw him out, double play for the Gatemen to escape the 8th. Heading into the 9th, it'll be John Mitchell remaining on the mound for Cotuit to try and hold the deficit for the Kettleers to just 1.
This is kind of the defense you're going to need if you're the Gatemen in a potential playoff game. Starting with the double play turned by Randall, just the awareness by Braden to get the Gatemen out of that jam. And then on the other end, new inning, the throwdown by Rogers. It was going to be a bang-bang play. The stumble by Johnson really made that possible. But again, Drew Rogers, I don't think you can say enough good things about the work he's done behind home plate defensively. Again, just smothering all of the balls in the dirt. He has got a cannon for an arm, and it has just been throw after throw on the money. I think the Gatemen, no matter what he does offensively, are just really happy to have that rock behind home plate. He's been facing, or catching that is, a variety of new arms and has continued to preserve this lead through his defense.
As it stands right now, this could be a potential playoff matchup, 1 versus the 4 in the West. A win for the Gatemen would clinch a top 3 seed. A win and a Hyannis loss later tonight to Harwich would clinch a top 2 seed. Tonight, a rubber match for the season series. Both teams have split it 2 apiece. Wareham on top 2-1 here in the 9th. First pitch to Caden McDonald is chopped foul towards the Cotuit dugout on the 3rd baseline. It's 0-1. McDonald singled back in the 2nd inning. It was a rocket out into left field. Flew out in the 4th, grounded out in the 7th. A 1 from Mitchell. Grounder over to short. Ryan Farber plays it across the diamond in time. Easy catch from Beaver, 1 away.
What has been a successful, possibly winning formula for the Gatemen tonight is leadoff runners on. That's how they scored in the 7th, and they came close in the 8th to play to nab Braden Randall at the plate, trying to score on the wild pitch. And right there, that was really big to keep the Gatemen's leadoff runner off base to try and keep it a 1-run game.
Chris Ramirez had the first RBI of the night. It was a single into left center. Helped score Chase Cruson in the 7th. Up in the 9th again. First pitch. Fastball misses down and away. 1-0, swung on, fouled off, goes right into Rick Force, the home plate umpire. Ramirez got a piece of it into Force's chest. Gateman dug out quick to make sure that he's all right. He stands in. That's got to hurt,
It
Cory.
does. Straight back off of the bat.
Just takes the wind out of you.
Yep. And you just kind of initially just sort of shell-shocked because it's not something you're expecting behind home plate there. This level especially.
That's why they've got the padding. 1-1 count on Ramirez. 2-1 Wareham lead here in the ninth. One away. Mitchell fires. Fouled off. Ramirez sent one down that right field line. Sliced too far out of play.
With only one out, Chris could certainly make things interesting if he can find a way on base with his speed. Righty on the mound, potentially send him in motion with some contact guys due up still at the bottom of this order. See how he fares with 2 strikes on him, though.
Got to get on first. 1-2 count. Mitchell kicks and fires. Pitch misses high, right near Ramirez's helmet. Count even 2 balls and 2 strikes. Ramirez entered today slumping a little bit. Over his last couple games, started to cool off after that red-hot start. 0 for 2 against Falmouth, 0 for 3 Hyannis, 0 for 4 with a strikeout against Bourne. 2-2, down into right field. Nolan Stevens giving chase, and it's caught. Into foul territory for Stevens, 2 away. Big catch from the right fielder.
That really is a nice play because early in this game with the amount the wind was blowing, it was pushing that ball more and more foul. And we saw a lot of those that were at one point hugging the line just kind of land out of play. The wind has died down a little bit, and for Stevens to be able to track that down and prevent Ramirez from getting another pitch to see, maybe working a walk and a base hit, that's big to get a second out.
Hayden Yost up with 2 outs in the ninth. First pitch, swings, lines into left field and down. Yost wasted no time. He's got a 2-out single here in the ninth.
Hayden Yost has been so effective this summer. I feel like when he's been at his best, it's when he's been ambushing that first couple pitches in the at-bat as opposed to waiting and getting behind in the count. Would have loved to have a guy on base in front of him, obviously, but keeping the inning alive for Caleb, that big RBI single his last time up.
The 7-1 Gatemen loss last night broke Yost's 10-game hitting streak. He got his first base knock of the night right there. And now Cotuit wanting to talk some things over with Mitchell on the mound. And that will be it for Mitchell. No wiggle room for the Kettleers. Cotuit down by 1, 2 outs in the ninth. Mitchell replaced. New man comes in for Cotuit. While he warms up, we'll take a break here on Cape League TV.
Law. Live, life, law. Covering all residential and commercial real estate matters. You live life to the fullest and let us Sync Law. That's synclaw.com. Sync with an I, not a Y. Be selfish. We represent only you.
Sports Turf Specialties has set the standard for high-quality natural grass athletic field construction. As a full-service athletic field construction company, we specialize in design, build, and renovation of native soil, modified soil, and sand-based athletic fields. Our team will provide you with superior quality, expert guidance, and continuing support long after the completion of our project. We are proud to have built the infield for the Wareham Gatemen field. Go Gatemen.
If you can dream it, if you can cruise in it, if you can summer in it, fish from it, or take it for a day at the beach, we can protect it. The Baldwin Group, protecting the possible.
Turf Specialties has set the standard for high-quality natural grass athletic field construction. As a full-service athletic field construction company, we specialize in design, build, and renovation of native soil, modified soil, and sand-based athletic fields. Our team will provide you with superior quality, expert guidance, and continuing support long after the completion of our project. We are proud to have built the infield for the Wareham Gatemen field. Go Gatemen.
There hasn't been a ton of training when it comes to bat speed or products for players to be able to train bat speed. You can improve your bat speed and reach your goals working 10 to 15 minutes a day on this a couple of times a week. That's a no-brainer for every player.
Cotuit leaving nothing to chance here in the ninth. Gatemen have 1 on and 2 away. Turning away from John Mitchell, the righty from Boston College. His night done after an inning and 2/3. In comes the lefty Chase Carson with the lefty Jack Cale coming up to bat.
Yeah, it's all about that platoon advantage because at the very least, even if you don't get Cale, you have Rogers and then Randall, though, another lefty. So 2 of the next 3 hitters for the Gatemen are lefties. We'll see what Cale can do. Is just that line drive base hit, drove in a run in the 7th. Facing another lefty here. A contact first approach with 2 away. See what he can offer up.
Gatemen ahead by a narrow 2-1 advantage. 6 hits for Wareham, just 4 for the Kettleers. Short lead for Yost on first. Check over, not in time. Cale's RBI in the 7th helped score Chris Ramirez. That's proving to be the difference in tonight's contest. That's 2nd run for Wareham. First pitch, breaking ball over the middle at 79 for strike 1. Interesting to go with an off speed on your first pitch of the outing.
Definitely got to have confidence in that pitch. You know, Cale at this point maybe sitting fastball as a pitcher tries to get ahead. And a good decision to give him a different look to get ahead.
A 1 pitch, breaking ball fouled off. Cale behind 0-2.
Yeah, Carson pitching backwards, starting with the breaking ball. Well, kind of slow pitch, and that gives him the ability to go either way. You go even farther at the zone, out of the zone with the breaking ball, or you can try and speed Cale up with the fastball.
Yost on first. 0-2 count, check over, not in time. Gatemen have read these Cotuit pitchers well on the lefty pickoff moves. No one picked off a couple stolen bases for Wareham. Yost has some speed. Short lead. 0-2 pitch. Breaking ball in the air. Left center. Lavin back. He makes the catch in the alley and retires the side. Yost left stranded on first, but the Gatemen just 3 outs away. Wareham trying to close the deal in the bottom of the 9th here on Cape League TV.
Wareham-based AD Makepeace Company, founded in 1854, is North America's largest cranberry grower and recognized leader in environmentally responsible real estate development and land stewardship. For 171 years, AD Makepeace Company has supported community events and organizations like your Wareham Gatemen. Visit admakepeace.com to learn more.
Cape Cod 5 is proud to be the official banking partner of the Cape Cod Baseball League. Cape Cod 5 offers a broad range of financial products and services tailored for every stage in your financial journey. Reach out to us. We're here to help.
For a good piece of glass, call Abby, located at 3 Tyler Ave in East Wareham. Call Abby Glass and Locks about getting a free quote for your windows, doors, locks, and other glass needs.
Here at the Mass State Lottery, we know there's no bigger win than the $1 billion we provide each year to support all 351 cities and towns in Massachusetts. Now that's how we all win. The Mass State Lottery. Welcome to the state of winning.
3 outs remaining for Wareham. Josh McDevitt back out on the mound for his 2nd inning of action. It was a quick 8th inning for him. A fly out from Luke Lavin started it off. Camden Johnson a single, strike him out, throw him out, double play from Ryan Farber at the dish. Gatemen still on top, just 2-1, with a chance to win the season series over the Kettleers. Wareham in first place in the West, 19-18, a 2-point cushion over Bourne for that top spot.
A little bit surprised to see McDevitt back out there in his first appearance of the summer. What a tight spot. But listen, I think it's a decision based off of how he pitched in the 8th. He got ahead of everyone he faced, was really effective mixing and matching, locating his pitches. There is some action in the Gatemen bullpen, but they've used a lot of arms. So at the very least, ride the hot arm right now. If he gets into trouble, we'll see if the reinforcements come. But He's pitched well in the inning he's thrown so far.
McDevitt used just 11 pitches to get out of that eighth, delivered 11 strikes. Kept it in the zone. First pitch to Caden Bogenpole is a breaking ball that misses downstairs. 1 ball and no strikes. Bogenpole led off the 7th with a walk. Jack Natilli popped out. Another walk from Stevens. Single from Zahn von Schlegel loaded the bases. Landon Beaver was walked in by Tony Pluta. That's the only Cotuit run today. 1-0 fastball down the middle. Count even, a ball and a strike.
Man, he's located that fastball well to either get ahead or in this case get back in the count. And after one breaking ball, it's a fastball, vice versa.
He's worked the changeup well as also. Try and throw some of those hitters off. The 1-1. Fastball down the middle at 92. And Bogenpole goes from ahead to behind. A ball and 2 strikes.
That fastball has got some life to it, and a lot of takes on that pitch by Cotuit. You're just playing into McDevitt's advantage.
1-2 count. McDevitt kicks and fires. Breaking ball misses downstairs. He's trying to induce a chase, something that Bogenpole doesn't do a whole lot of. Had a single in the 4th. He walked in the 7th. He's 1 for 2 on the night. 3-4-5 for the Kettleers in the 9th. Bogenpole, Natilli, and Stevens. Certainly a dangerous part of this lineup. 2-2, soft chopper down the first baseline, foul.
At this point, when you look at McDevitt, the way he's thrown 3 kind of plus pitches, he's got that fastball, located that pitch. Really nice changeup that looks like the fastball, and then the breaking ball as well. So it gives him, when he's throwing them well like he is tonight, 3 different directions to go with.
McDevitt kicks and fires. 2-2, soft chopper. Back to McDevitt on the mound. Has time, throws to first, in time, 1 away. Good play from the pitcher to get off the mound, react, and make an accurate toss to first.
And you take care of a key man there in Bogenpole, and you said it. Sometimes pitchers, when they have to field their position on a slow comeback or right to them, the internal clock speeds up a lot. They just kind of rush the throw and make it offline. McDevitt looked poised on the mound, took his time, delivered a strike to Colby Turner. 1 down.
Wind was an issue for a majority of this game. Through 7 innings, gusts up to 25 miles an hour. It's died down here in the home half of the 9th. First pitch to Jack Natilli is a breaking ball that misses way far out of Rogers' reach, all the way to the backstop. And the reason that's important, Corey, Jack Natilli, 6 home runs this summer for Cotuit. Someone more than capable of producing with the long ball. Already has a home run against Wareham this summer. 1-0 pitch. Fastball misses away.
When you're facing a really good, talented player at the plate who's come through this summer, you really want your undivided full attention on that batter. And so the fact that there's no one on at first gives McDevitt that ability.
Natilli 0 for 2 with a walk. Struck out in the 4th, popped out in the 7th. Fastball misses up, 3-0. Gatemen just 2 outs away from clinching a top 3 seed in the West Division. 3-0 pitch. Fastball down the middle for strike 1. Sometimes that's all you need for McDevitt to get back in a count. McDevitt located fastballs at 100% clip back in the 8th inning. 11 pitches, 11 strikes. Behind 3-1 on Natilli. Kicks and fires. Soft chopper foul down the 3rd baseline, and he's worked it back full.
This has been some good pitching, and he tried to attack Natilli early in the count. He just didn't execute location-wise, and I like this approach. Sure, Natilli's got the power, but I'd rather take my chances with him here at the plate, a guy who is a walk but is also 0 for 2 tonight after that, as opposed to putting him on.
Payoff pitch. McDevitt comes home. Fastball misses just outside. And a 1-out walk for the Kettleers puts the tying run on base. Go-ahead run to the plate.
In a tough spot, knowing Natilli has now seen that fastball in back-to-back pitches. You're trying to be a little extra precise with that fastball location, knowing that he's probably ready to swing with 2 strikes on him now. So great job to work a walk if you're Natilli. We'll see now with a runner on how effective McDevitt will be.
Nolan Stevens 0 for 2 with a walk. He's already grounded into a double play tonight. First pitch, fastball misses at the letters. A ball and no strikes. Stevens has 2 home runs this summer, but overall has not been swinging the bat well. .222 average, just over a 600 OPS. McDevitt's 1-0 with a runner on. Fastball, swing and a miss. Huge pitch, and the count back to even.
Man, that fastball's got some life to it, and Cotuit just doesn't seem like they're seeing it all that well out of the hand. Either blowing it by guys or they're taking it for a strike a lot of the time.
Zahn von Schlegel stands on deck. He would reach barring a double play. 1-1, lined into left field and through. Rocket shot lands in front of Foster Apple, fields it cleanly and gets it back in, but 2 on and 1 away for the Gatemen. Here's von Schlegel. Anything into the gap could win this game.
And a tough spot to be in. Another fastball, why not? Stevens was way late on that previous one, but he'd seen a couple at that point, and he timed up the swing just enough to be able to get that hard hit into the outfield.
Here comes Eric Luxus, the pitching coach. We'll see if this is it for McDevitt or if it's just a conversation with his righty on the mound. We'll see what he elects to do. And Luxus takes the ball from the righty from Missouri. Pitching change for Wareham. Gatemen need just 2 outs to win the game. Cotuit threatening with runners on first and second here on Cape League TV.
Here at the Mass State Lottery, we're known for our monster wins. But there's no bigger win than the $1 billion we provide each year to support all 351 cities and towns in Massachusetts. In our game, we know that supporting local businesses and helping communities is how we all win. Because at the lottery, we're all playing for the home team. The Mass State Lottery. Welcome to the state of winning.
A+ repairs smartphones, tablets, game consoles, and computers. Get it done right the first time.
Cape Cod Central Railroad is proud to sponsor the Wareham Gatemen for the 2nd year in a row. Experience the scenic beauty of Cape Cod like never before. Journey through picturesque marshes, cranberry bogs, and dunes on our historic rail line. Whether you're savoring a 5-course gourmet dinner, enjoying a Sunday brunch with a live jazz band, or bringing the family on a narrated excursion, there's a ride for everyone. Departing from Hyannis and Buzzards Bay, visit capetrain.com to book your ride today.
Insurance has been servicing Wareham and the surrounding areas since 1980. Call Legacy Insurance for all your insurance needs at 508-295-1315. Legacy Insurance, your hometown agency.
Get ready for big results with our small machines. With more power, performance, comfort, and savings. They're ready for every job. And we're ready with plenty of inventory, the best support in the business, same-day parts availability, and locations across the Northeast. So you can always be ready to work. Milton Cat, always ready.
When it comes to protecting your home, car, or business, trust the team that's been covering our community for generations. For personalized coverage and service that you can count on, the choice is easy. It's Morse, of course. Visit morseins.com today.
Gatemen need just 2 outs. Josh McDevitt puts 2 runners on, and Cannon Clayton, who pitched 2 perfect innings against Chatham earlier this week. Now, granted, that game was pretty out of reach at that point. He pitched the 6th and the 7th. And now in a huge spot because McDevitt did not give him a whole lot of wiggle room.
In a really tough spot. That Chatham game was all but over. It was 9-0. The Gatemen were pouring it on. Certainly a much different spot, but boy, you said it. Was he effective the other day?
First pitch to Zahn von Schlegel. A fastball up at his hands, 1-0.
You got to locate. And so if you're the Gatemen, we thought, would we see Schlager? Would we see Ty Stark? Maybe saving them for later in the weekend, but I think the advantage, Cotuit has seen both of those lefties before. They have not seen Clayton.
1-0 pitch. Fastball misses upstairs. Clayton not locating to start his outing. Von Schlegel, 2 singles in the 2nd and the 7th. Struck out in between. He's 2 for 3. Tying run on 2nd. Go-ahead run on 1st. 2-0 pitch. Fastball down the middle for a strike. Way to respond for Clayton.
Yep, you have to locate, especially against Von Schlegel. He has 2 hits tonight, came in at 370. If you cannot get ahead early in counts, you're playing with fire with 2 guys on.
Von Schlegel entered with a 370 batting average. It's only gone up. Wave and a miss. 2-2 for Cannon Clayton. He's still just a ground ball away from ending this game. But he's got to focus on Van Schlegel at the plate. Landon Beaver stands on deck. He's walked twice in his first game as a Kettleer. 2-2. Misses outside. It gets away from Rogers all the way to the backstop, and both runners advance. Scratch that double play. First base is open with a payoff coming up to Zahn von Schlegel. And the tying run is 90 feet away. The winning run is in scoring position.
That was just sort of worst-case scenario for the Gatemen. Just a breaking ball, and he pulled it too far outside the glove of Rogers, and you still have 2 strikes, and now you're really kind of playing for that strikeout.
Payoff pitch from Clayton. Misses inside. And Cotuit's got the bases loaded. Second game of the season, Cory. Wareham lost to Cotuit on a walk-off in extra innings. It was 0-0 heading into the 10th. Colby Turner, an RBI single, scored the first run. And then a couple wild pitches and some clutch hitting from the Kettleers gave Cotuit its first win of the season. First pitch, misses away. Nowhere to put Landon Beaver. It feels a little reminiscent of that game back on June 15th. One-0. Fastball misses away, and Clayton struggling to find the zone. You cannot get behind in counts like this, and quickly Chris Ramirez comes charging in from his shortstop position to settle down his pitcher and bring in some confidence.
That's what it means to be a leader. Ramirez certainly hasn't been here the longest as some of these players, but I really like the approach to just try and get the confidence back into Clayton. Because, again, you're just playing fire. Even if you can find the zone here, you know Beaver's sitting dead red on a fastball, trying to shoot it into the outfield.
2-0 pitch, swing and a foul off, back above home plate. 2-1.
And with the bases loaded, yes, it sets up the force at every base, but it eliminates any margin for error because the bags are full. There's a positive and a negative. It's all about location right now.
Gatemen escape, bases loaded, back in the 7th. 2-1, misses upstairs. Nowhere to put Landon Beaver. Sean Martinez stands on deck. Yeah! 3-1. Yeah! Misses away, and this game is tied. RBI the easy way for Landon Beaver. It's 2-2.
It's just an inability to locate your fastball. That's really all it is. Those 4 pitches that missed, they never even really threatened the zone. And so now if you're Clayton, this is really, it really ratchets up. You just have to get ahead at some point and start to locate that fastball.
Bases remain loaded. Winning run is at third. First pitch finds the zone for a strike on Martinez. A fly ball could end it for the Kettleers, just one away. Oh, 1 misses away. Breaking ball from Clayton. Just pulled it over to his left.
He's got plenty of movement on that pitch, but he's got to start it more so over the heart of the plate, let it work outside from there.
Stevens on third, Von Schlegel on second, Beaver on first. 1-1. Hit in the air to left field. Apple underneath. Tagging up is Stevens. Throw to the plate is offline. And for the second time this season, the Kettleers have walked off the Gatemen. This one goes final 3-2 with a miraculous comeback by Cotuit. And the Kettleers win the season series 3-2.
If you're the Gatemen, we're just kind of playing with fire the past couple of innings. And this is a tough loss because you're just a couple outs away from a win, and just continue to put yourself in a possible position to win this division. But now all of a sudden it's just the complete opposite from that. And really you just chalk it up to walks. It was the problem for Tony Pluto in the 7th when Cotuit got on the board. It was the problem here in the 9th, starting with McDevitt and then carried over into Clayton. Just the inability to get ahead of guys here in the 9th and fire your fastball in for strikes. At a certain point, you just have to throw a pitch over the heart of the zone, and that's what's going to happen. You're going to get squared up. Martinez got enough of it to bring in a run on a sac fly, and a big spot late for 2 pitchers. Obviously, the Gatemen have not really seen much of this summer, and one guy making his debut, and there was a lot of trust given to a guy making his 2nd and a guy making his 1st appearance, and there was some good, but I think more bad than good, and a lot to ask of him. But you just continue to put yourself in a tough spot. I know if you're the Gatemen, a lot of the focus has kind of been on, well, we're in no matter what. Does it matter what seed we get? Well, at this point, the way you're kind of performing, it's indicative of the fact that you're not going to be a top 2 seed if this performance continues.
Not a loss for the Gatemen that they want to take at this point in the season. Wareham drops to 19-19 on the year. Now, if scores hold around the league, Hyannis up 2-0 over Harwich. Harborhawks 3rd place in the West Division. Meanwhile, the more important game, Bourne up 2-0 on Falmouth through an inning and a half. If the Braves were to hold on to that cushion, Bourne would be in 1st place in the West by the end of the day, and the Gatemen would give it up for the first time in 2.5 weeks.
That would really, I think, it seems would be deflating, you would think, because I think we've gotten some mixed messages, but you would assume that Wareham really wants to win that top spot, and it's a shame because, listen, you go back to the game last night, you dig yourself a whole 7-0, but here tonight you jumped out to that 2-0 lead, and you felt really good about things, and then to just kind of give that away when if you just get back on the winning side of things, you fend Bourne off. And then I think even more potentially concerning is you've lost 3 straight, you have 2 more games before the playoffs start. You're in the playoffs no matter what. Anything can happen, but I don't think you want to take a prolonged losing stretch like this into the playoffs.
3 straight losses for Wareham. First time of a 3-game losing streak or more since that first week in July when the Gatemen lost 5 straight to open the month. But for now, that does it for tonight. The Gatemen back at home tomorrow for a contest against Falmouth Commodores in last place in the West Division, so a chance to get out of that losing skid tomorrow night with first pitch coming at 6 o'clock from Spillane Field. But for now, for Cory Miller, our sideline reporter Rayna Maggelet, our producers Chuck Luarasi and Abby Smith, I'm Josh Richardson signing off after a 3-2 loss for the Gatemen to the hands of the Kettleers.